I'm crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies. I've tried every possibility, ability to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight. 'Cause I can fly, I can fly, I can fly, I can fly.
Dave, that is pure torture. Boy.
We're live now.
We are officially live.
Bring
Hello,
it in.
everyone checking out the stream and the video here that'll be archived here on YouTube. Oh my God, stuff's happening.
No going back now.
You don't like to wait for production values, do you?
No, I don't.
Trust me, the production values were fantastic. They were fantastic.
I hit a button and go, but you're the professional here.
You came in to Shinsuke Nakamura's New Japan Pro Wrestling song.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you came into. That's the kind of stuff that I will do for you, guy.
Yeah. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the Level Up Lariat show. Level Up Lariat live this week. Look at that alliteration. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, normally, we do... Yes, more of this. Normally, we talk about the worlds of professional wrestling and video games. We're going to forego the wrestling stuff this week and just say Extreme Rules was meh. And we are going to get into the biggest video game event of the year, the biggest conference, and the reason why video game journalists sweat so damn much. The Electronic Entertainment Expo E3 is starting this weekend.
You guys, I'm sweating in places I didn't even know I had.
Only get that sort of entertainment here at the Level Up Lariat show.
Condition, I think.
It's a good thing our cameras are from here up.
I can move it. Let me take a look.
Hey, Justin, you may want to duck a little bit. Your head's getting cut off on the video here. It's on my video, which is the important one because it's going on YouTube. My name is Jeff Dewis. I am your host, the editor-in-chief of Video Game Spectrum at VGSpectrum.com. My cohorts, Justin Smith. Welcome back to Iowa again.
What's up? What's up, man? The hype and the sweating is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's so close. We can taste it.
Video game men sweating, the podcast.
Yes. That's exactly what you guys wanted to talk about.
And our third from Bacon.com, Dave the Watchman. How are you?
My nipples are chafing something fierce.
I asked the question, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Justin, I'm glad that you got out of the godless land of Missouri.
It feels so good to be back.
Land of Jezebels and whores.
And we would know.
Yes.
Gentlemen, we have our beverages ready to go.
Yes.
Our bevs.
We're ready.
I've got my slingshot brewed in Coralville, Iowa, at Back Pocket Brewery.
Very nice. That's not too far from me now.
Yeah.
I've got a Irish Red. It's Boone Valley. I picked it up off the railroad tracks. Boone Scenic Valley. Yeah.
Isn't that in Cedar Rapids?
No, it's the Boone. I guess I don't know about the brewery. Now that you mention it, the brewery is probably up in Cedar Rapids. That would be too convenient if it were up in Boone.
True. Yeah.
Here's a fun fact. I can barely say the word brewery for some reason.
That gets you, huh?
It's very hard for me to say.
That's with me and Superman. I gotta think and go Superman.
Really?
So it'll come out Superman. Which is real hard when talking about Injustice 2. It's real difficult.
Oh, man.
But this is the E3 extravaganza. We're going to go show by show and say what we are expecting to see, what we're hoping to see, some wild predictions, and then kind of cover how the three of us are going to cover the big show. You guys ready to go on this?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. This is the first year that the public gets to actually go in. And what's more, we're going to actually have a guy in the field. Dave, you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
One of our dudes, Sean Collins Nips, over at Nerd Bacon, he got a press pass. He's going in. We're working on getting him coordinated and seeing what he'll be able to do for us as far as popping in on Skype or on live streams or whatever. So that's exciting. We might have some on the show floor coverage coming up here. But for those of you watching, you'll definitely want to stick with Nerd Bacon because Jeff and I will be not on location in LA, but we will be in the Nerd Bacon Command Center, the bunker. We'll be commentating on pretty much every show live, and it's gonna be quite the feat of strength.
The big ones for sure we're going to be commenting on, and hopefully we can adjust it on this too, depending on how the weekend goes.
Yep.
And then some daily wrap ups as well from the show that will be. Let's go. Let's start with this. This is gonna be a long episode. The first show up to bat is Saturday morning with EA. Now EA will of course have the EA Play stuff happening as well. They recently announced FIFA 18 with Ronaldo on the cover. First time in his career he'll be on the FIFA cover. He's been on the Pro Evolution, I believe, a couple times. But this is his first year on FIFA. Guys, what do we expect from EA besides a lot of Battlefront 2?
I think you hit the nail on the head on this one. Battlefront 2 is going to be featured heavily. That's going to be their big fall release. It's going to be the one that's going to go head-to-head with the other big shooters like Call of Duty. I know they just revealed or released the trailer for Need for Speed.
Yes, Need
that's
for
coming
Speed
back.
Payback. Yes,
very Fast and Furious-esque.
I didn't get a chance to watch that entire trailer. I saw graphics look really nice, as they did in the last Need for Speed. But tell me, does it have the live action actors in their cutscenes, or are they going to CG?
That's what I want. I didn't see it either, but I want the FMV stuff.
From what I watched, it looks like it's going to go live action, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because it was basically a cinematic trailer. I couldn't see anywhere if it said anything about it being gameplay, but what they showed looked basically like the next Fast and Furious movie.
Nice.
That was the best part of Need for Speed was the FMV cutscenes.
I love it.
Right.
It had such a great. I think we talked about this. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, Jeff. But it had such a cheese factor to it.
I know. I love it.
Great.
I love it.
And it actually helped to draw me in and get me interested in the game.
Right.
I don't
Right.
think I would have had that connection if it were CG characters. So hopefully that's the route that they go.
That being said, do you guys care about a new Need for Speed game at this point? Like, is this something that you actually go, oh man, Need for Speed?
I'm actually kind of excited for it. I liked the last one. I mean, what little bit I played of it, I thought was pretty good. But I think it offered a good foundation for them to build on. And my God, does it look nice? So I am really excited.
If it looks anything like the trailer, it's going to look fantastic. But with everything they're doing, I played a little bit of the most recent Need for Speed with the, I think I got it really cheap. And of course, anything EA is going to put out will eventually somehow probably make it onto, if you're an Xbox player anyway,
right?
You'll be able to have with Xbox access, the EA access. But
or PC with Origin.
Yes, that's true. So or the PC. But yeah, I definitely think that this kind of piqued my interest a little bit because the last one was okay, but this one's kind of adding a little bit of that action into it, and they're stupid fun. I mean, it's an easy game to play. So
yeah, this should be the route that Need for Speed takes at this point, because right now, Forza and Gran Turismo can kind of fight out the whole, simulation stuff and like the real under the hood stuff, and Need for Speed could and just should be dumb.
Yes.
Right.
Agree.
I agree.
Totally agree. It's interesting that we're more hyped up for this than we are for Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Because, man, that first game had so much promise and left such a big, bad taste in my mouth. It was just, man, what a bummer that
I think it'll be
was.
cool, but I don't know if it's going to be cool enough to draw me in. I'll tell you.
I'm going to play the hell out of it, but it's like, man, I want to see more before I start getting on the hype train,
I'll tell you what, I'm oddly excited. I'm oddly excited for this year's NHL game because this will be the first year that it's on the Frostbite engine. FIFA was the first sports game to use Frostbite. They're moving everything else over gradually. So I think this year is the first year NHL is going to be on Frostbite, which, that series has looked great for quite some time.
Yeah.
Just
as a diehard hockey fan, and yes, I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. That series has been one of my favorites. When they first went to the new systems, it looked fantastic, and now putting on the new Frostbite engine, I'm behind it. That game should look phenomenal.
Wasn't there?
And go ahead.
I was gonna say, wasn't there also an indie game that they promoted last year? Whatever happened to that? What was it called? Like, it was something with an F, like Fury or something like that. I don't think that was the actual name of it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a little creature kind of thing.
Yeah, and then it's like he moved around based off of sound. Like sound played a big element to that.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. But that game like fell off the face of the earth because I remembered last year I was thinking, okay, what are they going to introduce to kind of recreate that moment in 2015 that they had when they introduced Unraveled. That was the platformer, the puzzle platformer with that ball of yarn character, and that was such a great, touching moment. You just kind of fell in love with Martin Salin from that studio. I mean, he was you could tell he was so nervous. He was
scared to death.
Yeah,
he was so scared, but you kind of just want to give him a hug and say, "Hey, it's okay, buddy." So I was wondering what it was going to be last year. That was what it turned out to be. EA was supposed to have this new initiative where they were going to promote more indie studios, and I don't know whatever happened to that. I mean,
where'd it go?
Fell off the wayside.
Yeah.
That game was called either Fee or Faye. It was just Fe.
Thank you. Yes, that was it.
And it looked really cool. I mean, I kind of agree. I mean, they went with this whole indie, like EA is going to do this indie thing, but it just kind of fell by the wayside. With that said, I'd be interested if they show it going forward. I mean, I don't know if they will.
As quiet as they've been, I don't know if they'll just go, hey, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to show it. I think what they will do for their indie segment, what they will do is Unravel 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that. It's time. It's about time for an Unravel 2.
Yeah.
So,
right. They'll do their sports stuff. They'll do a Madden 18. They'll do their FIFA. They'll do NHL.
Yes.
They'll do a little sports segment. What else are we expecting from EA? I mean, right now we've got that. We've got Need for Speed. We got Battlefront. What else do we think from EA?
I'll tell you, here's a big question. Are we going to see Mass Effect Andromeda download content?
I don't think so. As much bad press it's been getting, undeservedly so for the most part.
I think they've I think they've said that they've kind of dispersed that team and let them work on other projects right now. So maybe nothing. I don't know. That's a good question. That's actually a really good question. I mean, the only thing that came to mind for me was maybe they touch on. I mean, there's been talk of some Titanfall 2 DLC, so I could see them mentioning that.
Every time I hear that game, I want to go play because it's so damn good.
Like Titanfall, first one and second one are very good.
Well,
man,
there were a couple of other studios that were also working on Star Wars games. I think Visceral Studios was working. So do we see one of those make a debut? Maybe just in like a quick, hey, here's what the developers are working on type thing, like they did with Battlefront a couple years ago, or
maybe
Mass Effect.
I could see that for sure.
I think they do.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
What type of game is it that they're working on, though? What are you feeling?
Third-person action adventure? I don't.
So, real quick, kind of just going back just a second, right before that, remind me who's the company that within EA that did Titanfall?
Respawn.
Isn't Respawn doing something with Star Wars?
They're supposed. I thought they were supposed to. They're linked to something.
I think you'll see it. I think it's time for that.
I think it's
like you
time
said,
for Respawn.
Be something.
I think what Respawn needs to do is go the Steel Battalion route, and they need to do the AT-AT simulator, and you have like this big old controller like you did with Steel Battalion that comes with
man.
it.
Giant controller with
That would be
129 buttons.
Yes, and it's VR ready.
I actually got to touch one of those. I work at a GameStop. Someone traded it in. They almost bought it, but it was. I got to mess with it. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
I'm also in college, so I can't afford this. So
Sure.
I saw a couple of those in my time as well, working at GameStop.
Man, it's like the holy grail.
I would. Is my dream? One of my dream games going to get made with Star Wars Darth Vader? Could that be what Visceral's working on?
Could be.
Because Visceral did the Dead Space games, correct?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see them going that route and going a little more mature Star Wars route.
Wouldn't it be awesome though? Star Wars Darth Vader. Come on, guys.
Yes, it would.
Come on, guys.
You remember that episode? We did this a while back. We talked about our perfect Star Wars game.
I won't retread it, but let's talk about E3 hopes and dreams just for a second.
Yep.
Star Wars Darth Vader.
Okay, fine. I'm hoping for a new Burnout game. It's not going to happen. But I don't know if see a new Burnout game.
You're getting Need for Speed.
Yeah.
You're not getting Burnout.
Give me a new Burnout, man.
No, you're not getting it.
I could see that. I could see Respawn's game being a. I think it's going to be first person though. You know, if whatever they do, because because of their history. But I could see them doing something with Darth Vader. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
With some Darth Maul DLC.
Yes.
So do we see anything else from BioWare at E3?
Probably maybe an expansion for Old Republic, if anything.
Really? Really?
They did it last year with the most recent one. I don't play anymore, so. But if BioWare's going to be there, though, with Mass Effect, you have to appease the people who bought the season pass, who may not know what's in that season pass. So maybe they do say something about Mass Effect.
They could outsource it. So I mean, they could have outsourced it to somebody else to work on the DLC. So
practically
if that
the main game.
Well.
Yeah.
Wah. No, I mean, I honestly think that if you see anything from Mass Effect or BioWare, it's just going to be DLC. Maybe Dragon Age, another Dragon Age, maybe.
We're too soon for that.
Too soon.
I mean, there's been a little bit of rumblings, but I don't know. They're working on something. They'll show something, and it won't be released anytime soon. But they'll show something, and it will probably be, who knows.
And we'll get a couple new IPs as well. I think they'll announce a couple brand new titles we've not heard about yet. So
Sure.
I mean, they have the studios underneath them to put out lots of games. So we'll hear a lot of stuff we've never heard of.
Yeah. Which is okay. Give me
Yeah.
new IPs. Give me something that
Please.
I can sink my teeth into that I've never seen before. Like let's give me something different. I'm okay with that.
But I think the show will rely heavily on Battlefront 2.
Oh, I think it's gonna be Star Wars Central at that point. Like you're
last
gonna,
year.
you're gonna see Battlefront 2. You'll probably see whatever Respawn's working on. Like you said, Old Republic DLC possibly.
Plants
It's
vs.
gonna-
Zombies.
Garden Warfare
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Is it? Well, could be. I mean, what? It's been 2 years.
2 was last year. When I say with a squinty face.
It'll be different with Peter Moore not making
Yeah.
Yeah.
this year.
But that franchise does well. I've played both
Yeah.
the Garden Warfare games. They're both fantastic to play.
They're really good games.
Maybe not 3, but or maybe a hint at 3. Maybe a hint at 3 coming in 2 years or whatever. But
I was just kidding. I don't give a damn.
yeah, it could be.
We'll see some mobile stuff as well, some mobile games. Maybe a new
Yeah,
PVZ on mobile.
PVZ 3. That would be before Garden Warfare 3, I think.
PopCap has to be there in some capacity, right? They're usually
Yes.
always there in some form.
Well, bottom line,
Bejeweled Garden Warfare.
I'm not expecting like earth-shattering stuff from EA this
No.
year.
No. Probably like we've already covered the basics. It's going to be Star Wars heavy. Obviously no Battlefield stuff because it's an off year for that. So Star Wars heavy, and your Need for Speed and your sports.
Yep.
Couple small indie things maybe, and then your PopCap. Call it a day.
They've got to have some big announcement like tucked in their sleeve for
Got
that
to.
show. So
You-
there'll be
you would
something
think.
big from somebody. But like of the 8 shows, where does this rank to you as far as ones you're most looking forward to seeing?
8.
Wow, bottom of the list, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say 8. If we didn't, after talking about it, I might change my opinion in the end. But I'm gonna say it'd be 7 or 8 for me as well.
Okay, yeah, we'll check it at the end. Then are we good to move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon at I assume 1:30. I assume that's Eastern time.
I think so.
Microsoft. What we're all assuming is going to be the wild card.
I think
Wait,
you need to check
Sunday?
your times. Yeah, Microsoft Saturday is EA Play.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
Yeah, they're
Sunday.
in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then Sunday afternoon, like late afternoon, early evening is Microsoft.
My phone's too far with my face. Yes, Sunday afternoon is Microsoft. What we're assuming is kind of the make or break show for this company that they have to come out guns blazing. Obviously, we're going to see Scorpio. We're going to see an actual name. We're going to see a price on it and a release date.
Yep.
Here's your predictions. What's it called? What's it going to cost? When does it come out? Dave, go.
I think they stick with Scorpio.
Okay.
Scorpio, it's a cool name. Let's be real. I think they stick with Scorpio. The date is going to be Friday, October 13th, 2017.
Okay.
And the price on this son of a biscuit will be $4.99.
Ooh. Okay.
$4 or $5.99. I don't.
You got to pick one.
Like logically, I want to say that they're going to charge $5.99 for it, but I think they're going to go $4.99. I know I wrote in my huge Xbox article, which you should all read at nerdbacon.com. I said $5.99.
Yes, you should.
I'm going back on it. I think $4.99 at this point. If they go $5.99, it's dead in the water. If they go $3.99, I'm going to be shocked considering how powerful this thing is supposed to be.
Right.
Right.
Justin, same questions to you, my friend. What's it called? What will it cost? When will it come out?
Xbox One X. So the acronym for that would be Xbox.
God dang it.
Xbox One X. It's going to come out. I agree with Dave on the date. The 13th of October seems to be a good date.
Day and date, you're agreeing with him. Okay.
Now, with that said, it is Friday the 13th. So we're probably both going to be wrong. But I believe, and we'll talk about this more in a little bit, but Shadow of War, was that Lord of the Rings, the Shadow of War or whatever?
Yes, that got pushed back.
Got pushed back. So I think that's
October.
that's gonna coincide. So I think that we're on the 13th. And then price, I'm gonna go on a limb. I think it's $4.49.
Okay.
So I mean, I know it's
you're playing Price is Right.
$1, Bob.
Well, we're not doing closest without going over because I don't think we put up the rules. So I'll just say $4.49. The only reason being is I think Dave's right too. If they go $5.90, which is technologically, if you go with your mind, I think that would be the right price. But I think at this point they know if they go with that price, it's too high.
Yeah.
They're not going to sell. So $4.49. There might be. I think if they do I don't think they're going to do a 500 gigabyte version. I think it's going to start out at 1 terabyte.
Yes, I agree.
So it's $4.49 is going to be my guess.
Okay.
My prediction.
What did the Xbox One come out at? Did that come out at 500 as well?
It came out at 500 beans.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. What will it be called?
I'm gonna say either the Scorpio or I don't know. Microsoft has been doing a few teaser videos.
Yes.
Right?
Well, yes, they have.
Yeah. So one teaser that they had this little thing written on this. It's like this overhead shot with a crowd of people, and there's a band on stage, and then there's something written on the stage. And what's written on the stage is X10S 101317.
What are those letters?
What's that?
What are those letters? Numerically to alphabetically, what do they translate to?
That I don't know. But that's where I'm getting. If you take off the X1OS, you've got 10. Or you've got 10, 13, 17. So that could be the date.
Right.
X could be Xbox 10, maybe. Maybe it's running a Windows 10 operating system.
Yeah. And X is what, the 24th letter of the alphabet? XYZ? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that really means anything, but
yeah.
And then the only other thing, unless they're saying the 24th, but that would be a random day. And usually, if I'm right, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, console releases aren't usually on Tuesdays like games are.
Right. They're usually on Fridays.
Right. So that's why I'm thinking the 13th. And the only other funny thing I was going to mention in the same teasers that Dave and I have both looked at, we were talking about, there's another one where they kind of take a jab at Sony. Did you see that one?
They've got a little sign that says 6
is greater than 4.
Nice.
Talk about teraflops, bruh.
It's all about the
teraflops.
How big are your teraflops, and how Halo is your Halo?
That's
Do you
right.
even teraflop, bro?
You want to play Gears of War, bruh?
Bro.
Yo, bruh.
Hey, bruh.
Got teraflopped for days.
It's all about these flops,
Exactly.
son. It's about this flops, son.
God.
I don't really care about the innards of the Scorpio, personally.
Me neither. If this system fails, they're just writing their own obituary saying that this system teraflopped.
Oh! That shit is hot! It's hot! He's got hot things coming out his mouth!
That's spicy, son.
And this is why you follow Nerd Bacon Twitch, the Jeff McFly Twitch.
I had
and
chili dogs for dinner, but I don't know what's happening now.
When did you become a Southern lady?
I don't know.
Yes.
I was born in South Carolina, so
There you go.
I have that spirit.
Well, based off that information, that sounds like an appropriate date. If they're putting that on the damn stage, then okay, fine. Then that's probably what the date is going to be. I'm with you guys. The price can't be higher than 500. I think that's... I know it's going to be a powerful system, but you have to be user-friendly. I mean, you can't go in the way of VR, where you cost way too goddamn much money.
Right.
So $499 makes sense. And those both sound like possible names for the system. I kind of like the Xbox One X. That kind of sounds cool. I kind of like the idea of them calling it Xbox something X. That sounds Microsofty.
So
Right.
if they do $399, I don't see what the point is for them even having the Xbox One S around anymore. It's
Right.
like $299. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, what is the nature of the Scorpio? Is this just another mid-generation upgrade like the PS4 Pro, or is it an all-new system? I really am not quite sure. They keep saying it's, the most powerful thing ever, and it's up to developers to use all that power. But then again, if it's just a mid-generation upgrade, what's the point in having all that power?
Right.
Because you're just going to be handicapped by people who are still having to program games for the lowest common denominator.
Right. Well, and they keep, like you said, they keep saying that no games are going to be left behind. If you get the game on an Xbox One S, like the game I've got playing right now behind the scenes, Injustice 2, it's supposed to be easily transferred over, no issues. And it's up to the developers if they want to make it better,
Right.
or look better. I think the phasing of the original black VCR Xbox is, going to continue, and they're going to drop that price. I don't know if you'll see a price drop on this one, but yeah,
You can't
yeah, those are tough to find at all. So I don't know if there'll be a price drop at all, but it can't be. $449 is the absolute lowest, and that's the only reason I'm predicting that, because it can't be, like you said, it can't be $399. There's no way.
They wouldn't do it in increments of 50 though. It ain't going to be $450.
No, they kind of painted themselves into a corner as far as the Xbox One S is concerned, because none of us are interested in that. Because I don't have a 4K TV, so that's kind of the main thing that's now gone. The size is quite nice. I have a couple PS2 Slims that I really enjoy the slimness of those PS2 Slims. Of course, they break a little easier, so I have more of those. But yeah, I think, boy, this will be an interesting conference.
It's you're the only like I said, there's probably going to be a slight price drop or something, and the more we talk about it, the more I think $499 seems more logical, because like I said, they're not going to go with the $50 increment for a brand new console. They're going to milk it as much as they can get out of it. I have an Xbox One S right now, but I only got it because I was able to get it for free with the trade-in of the original VCR Xbox. Mm-hmm. So, I was able to pick that up, and the size is nice. But like you said, the 4K part, do either of you have a 4K TV or a 4K monitor? No. Right. Nope. So, my big thing when I was talking to my wife was, well, now we've got because if you were looking for a 4K Blu-ray player, the Xbox One S was the cheapest option out there when it came out. Now, I don't know what the prices are now, but I brought a brand new monitor to play, gaming monitor. It's not 4K, but it looks fantastic. I don't need it to be 4K.
Right.
So maybe down the line, but I don't know. I'll be interested. But
I'm interested in the after show when we come back and go, what do you guys think?
Yeah. This is the to me, this is the one that has the most question, but also has the most possibility of blowing everyone out of the water if they do it right.
It's the wild card.
Yeah. It is the wild card.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
They usually put on good shows. As long as we leave out all the Minecraft Mojang bullshit, which is kind of the worst part of the show for me. Because, oh man, I can't stand those people. And their presentation style, I should say. Let me be more specific. Their presentation style is very robotic, and I just can't take it. As an actor, I can't deal with that.
Right.
As an actor of the fine arts.
As a thespian.
A master thespian.
One thing that I find interesting is that they just said today that there's not going to be any VR-related stuff during the Microsoft conference.
But HoloLens is not VR.
But HoloLens, I don't think will be there.
Right.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
you'll
so.
see some HoloLens stuff there.
You think so?
I would be happy, because that's the most intriguing of all the VR solutions that are out there. I'd rather do augmented reality.
And I'm seeing it creep into more and more apps where use HoloLens and the Windows.
Right.
Okay, they're kind of pushing this thing now. It's going to become a reality here before too long. So I think you'll see something HoloLens related. Now game wise, we're not getting Halo 6. I think they said no Halo this year, or at least not at E3 this year.
That's what they say.
Obviously, Gears is not a thing that should be shown because that was last year, and Gears 4 was amazing, by the way. But nothing really to announce. What gets announced?
Well, we're definitely getting Forza 7.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's
going to be that's going to be your showcase piece.
Okay, fine. What car did they
4K.
lower from the ceiling this year?
Psych,
it's not a car, it's a man on a horse.
There we go. That'd be fantastic.
In 4K.
Yeah.
I think we get they have to reintroduce Crackdown. If they don't do it this year, then it's never happening. The question is, what's the big surprise? What's the big hook gonna be from Microsoft?
They've got to have something. Well, there's been rumors going now for months that they landed some supposed exclusive like new or some exclusive IP. It's got to be something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. Forza, Crackdown. We're going to see both those. Sea of Thieves.
Well, yeah, we're definitely going to see Sea of Thieves, which, I don't know. I'm less excited about that game now than I was.
Right.
I enjoy seeing it come along in its various incarnations, but yeah, I need to see a lot more. I need to see a lot more polished before I go, okay, I'm in.
Interesting.
I don't feel like with Sea of Thieves, I don't feel like it demos well. I feel like it plays in a multiplayer setting well, but it doesn't demo well. Like you can watch it, it's kind of like
Without breaking my NDA, it is multiplayer geared. It's not really a single player game.
Right.
But with that being said, it sort of reminds me like Destiny, like the original Destiny, where it's just like you're kind of grinding, doing the same shit over and over again.
Right. Well, because last year didn't they just bring in a bunch of YouTubers that played it, and that's what they featured, which was fun. It was fun, but I was like, it didn't demo well.
It's cool. Well, it's not fun. They didn't ask me to do it, so
Yeah, poop on you.
Let me tell you though what will be there, guys.
Okay, here we go.
Let me tell you what will be there.
I'll get my drink ready so I can do a spit take.
Get your drink ready. All right, and you guys, you can tell me what you think are the odds here. Let's play odds. Conker is coming back. Conker the Squirrel is coming back, brothers.
I'm going to say, based on the fact that a lot of rare people are working on CDs, I'm going to go with probably not.
It's not going to be rare.
That'd be cool. Not going to be rare.
It's going to be Volition Studios.
What?
Yep. So, a couple years ago, Mr. Anderson, Ken Anderson, he posted an Instagram where he was thanking a buddy of his in the game industry, and I don't have the name in front of me, but he was a guy who was from Volition Software, for hooking him up with a voiceover gig. And he said in his Instagram that it was for a super top secret squirrel video game.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how many other top secret squirrel video games would be out there, but to me, that can only mean one thing. And this was back like at the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. So I thought last year it was going to happen. Obviously, it didn't. So it's got to be this year. It's got to be Conker coming back for the Scorpio.
Is that a Scorpio launch title, you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
That shouldn't be their big one, though. So I wouldn't.
No, it's not going to be their big one, but it's going to be one of those. It's going to be like the first mega bombshell, unless Star Wars Darth Vader gets announced, and if that happens, like.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I could see it. I kind of 50-50 on Conker. I mean, I like Conker. I just don't know if I want to commit to that being this at E3. But man, it would be hilarious if it was.
I was gonna say you could see it, but do you want to see it? How's that for a question?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if it's with as much as I was slightly disappointed with Yooka-Laylee, it was a fun game. This would probably be the game that would.
Did you guys play the Xbox Conquer?
Oh,
The Live
Live
and
and
Reloaded?
Reloaded? No.
Yeah,
No.
playing that in my youth, it made me think a lot of this stuff kind of belonged in the N64 era.
Oh, of course.
So if they go this route, and okay, fine, this is a series that needs to be careful, much like Duke Nukem needs to be careful with its humor, because it needs to play to a 2017 audience, not be nostalgic for mid-90s audience.
Right.
But
they could. I think Conker's the right character that could do that. I mean, he's real vulgar and kind of witty. So give him a 2017 sarcastic sense of humor.
Give him two.
Make him talk about teraflops. Yo, where's your flops at, bro?
Well, that's why I think Volition is the studio to do it,
Sure.
because the last games that they've been producing are the Saints Row games, which are vulgar, kind of out there.
Damn, they're amazing. They're goddamn good games, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So those guys handling Conquer, what?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
You guys, basically, you guys are gonna be high-fiving me and saying, "Watchmen, you were right."
Okay.
If it's not Conquer, the only other game, and it's only because it gets teased all the freaking time, and at some point it's going to come, is a new Battletoads game.
Yeah, I don't think it's this year.
I don't think it is either. I don't think it is.
I think my prediction that's out there, I think we'll see Borderlands 3 or something new from the Borderlands team in that kind of universe.
Is that going to be their big? Is that going to be their big like exclusive deal though? Like the one that if they landed an exclusive,
I will
That'd
laugh.
be cool.
I will laugh. If that's
Look,
their,
I
if
like
that's
the Borderlands
if that's
games.
a big exclusive deal that they tout, I will laugh.
That shouldn't be considered top tier. We got it.
Right.
No, it shouldn't be that. But
Right.
they could definitely show that. I'm hoping for a new Borderlands game because the recent stuff they've been doing with Battleborn was not a good game.
and it's free to play now.
Is it free to play now? Okay.
Yeah, I read articles today about it being free to play.
That's probably the right call on that.
For the last 5 of us who don't have, they were selling copies of it for $5 at Target. It's like they couldn't get rid of it.
I own Battleborn for Steam, and I got it on a Steam sale. Believe me. And they did the Duke Nukem Forever. They did Alien Colonial Marines. It's just they've been missing. So I hope going back to Borderlands, and even like the pre-sequel was not that great either. So I hope they kind of just nut up and make a good Borderlands game, because that first one was damn good. That second one was pretty good too, and just continued Borderlands.
I don't think the market's going to care anymore about Borderlands. I think
I don't
that
care. I
ship
care.
sails.
I'm not thinking big picture. I care.
I gotcha.
It's like I kind of equate Borderlands to Dishonored. There's an audience out there for it, and they could definitely sell. But it's not. You're right. It's not the exclusive that they should tout if they tout anything. I want to say that they landed something with Shadow of War, but again, that's not going to. It can't be a timed exclusive. It's not going to be. I don't know what it would be. That's why I'm striking out on anything I can think of. But there's going to be something to do with Shadow of War, I think, with them.
And they're going to show Call of Duty. They're going to show Destiny. They're probably going to show Battlefront running on a Scorpio, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Destiny or Bungie came out and said that. They're saying that on a PS4 Pro, everything's going to be uniform and run at 30 frames per second, and that they're not going to give the PS4 Pro a boost, but they didn't mention anything about Scorpio.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, if that's a game that again, Destiny 2, it doesn't really do anything for me as much as it probably does for you guys, but I like
Destiny a lot. It got better.
Here's a philosophical question. What do you think Microsoft has learned just in the way that they put together a presentation? Like, what do you think they've learned the past 2 years from Sony? Because Sony, they did the E3 of Dreams in 2015. Microsoft came out and they just kind of did the same old spiel. Talking heads, game demo, trailer, talking heads. Whereas Sony in 2016 they turned it into a performance piece. It was just like
They had an orchestra.
they had an
Yes.
orchestra. It was like, here's the introduction. We're gonna be quiet. We'll let you see trailer after trailer after trailer. Let's intersperse that with a quick introduction of Crash, trailer. Reintroduce Hideo Kojima, because that's a pickup for our team. Trailer, close out, trailer.
Right. I don't. Obviously, the hardware is going to get featured. It has to, because I mean that's what they're touting anyway. I think they've learned a couple things. One, I think they've learned that they don't need more than really one or two guys to really make an appearance. So just having Phil Spencer lead the show and be the guy is fine.
Yeah.
They don't need to have like 19 million guys come on stage and say, "What's up, bro? Look at my flops." But I think they also learned that as much as Sony likes to go trailer, they learned that people like, and they like to see games. They like to see games that are going to come out now or very soon, not games in 5 years. And I think they also learned that people don't give a rat's ass about the one thing, the whole like Xbox One, the TV, on all the different apps. I think they're gonna come out and they're gonna hit it game, and they're gonna.
They have to.
They have to. I think that they've learned that, and Phil Spencer's the right guy to do that. So I think those are things that they've learned, and the things that they're going to finally do.
Do you think
Phil Spencer T-shirt watch 2017?
Do you think they're going to try and do shock and awe like Sony did in 2015? Are they going to try and throw those megatons out there?
It's hard to say because they said Halo's not going to be there. They said Gears of War. I mean, well, they didn't say, but no. I mean, they're not. Their big games aren't going to be there.
I don't think Microsoft is. How do I say this diplomatically? I can't. I don't think they're creatively talented enough to pull off an artistic conference like Sony did last year. I think it will be talking heads. However, I do think they are going to go for Bombshell.
Okay.
The big shock and awe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that. I really do.
Microsoft should not go artistic style because Sony's doing that. Have them have that. Microsoft be them. Because at this point, if they do that, we'll all go, oh, they want to be like Sony. Let me do a wrestling equation.
Yeah.
When WWE and WCW were going back and forth, WWE rarely ever talked about WCW. But WCW spent most of their time talking about this. If you're number one, you don't talk about number two. And I think that's the way Microsoft should go, is don't worry about obviously keep an eye on what Sony is doing, but don't try to emulate them because they'll make you seem like you just want to be them. Stay true to yourselves, but jazz it up a little bit more. Take your core and jazz it up a little bit.
I agree with that. They need to stay true to themselves, but at the same time, they're already acknowledging Sony through their kind of subversive hidden Scorpio advertisements. The whole 6 is greater than 4 thing.
Right.
They're already taking
dumb.
it to Sony. Yeah, so
That's
they're acknowledging it.
I think that's the only mentions of Sony that you're going to probably get in the press conference will be this. We're the most powerful console ever created. You might hear the whole 6 versus 4 or the 6 teraflops thing, but I don't know if they're going to come out and tout anything because what they can't. If you want to do the whole win-loss thing, they're obviously losing this generation. Not to say that they're not successful and doing well,
Right.
but they're not. They're still losing this generation. So come out, shock and awe, prove us wrong. I mean, I know Dave is primarily PS, Sony, and Jeff, you're a little mixture. You play a little more PC, I think, than than me. And I would say I'm more touted for the Xbox. That is my main, and I hope that they do it because as an Xbox gamer, what do I have right now? Like I can, because I don't have anything exclusive wise. So
you have Injustice 2. Shut up, you're playing it.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying okay, so Sony's coming out with all these great games. Look at all the games we've talked about over the last since we started this podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Nier,
Horizon.
Neo, Horizon,
Persona. Yeah.
Come on,
All
where
Sony exclusives.
Show me
All-
something,
all within the
Microsoft.
first quarter. Here's the thing that worries me, though. When you look at Xbox's release list, what's coming soon, there's really nothing. There's nothing.
But I think that's kind of purpose driven, and I think you said that, Dave. I think you said that they were waiting because they don't want to do too much until they kind of release the whole Scorpio thing. So I think it's kind of like, okay, we're on hold right now, but we're playing possum.
Yeah, well,
Here we're playing possum. We're doing a Bret Hart versus, Rowdy Piper WrestleMania style.
See,
playing possum.
It's a wrestling show.
The thing
That's
that
right.
worries me though about that is when you have a console whose future release list is like withering on the vine. To me, that says this next console is coming out, the Scorpio. That tells me that that's going to be its own platform. Maybe
It could
not
be
today, but in a year's time, I think
Eventually.
you're going to have Scorpio exclusive.
Right.
Sorry, this is going to take full advantage of the Scorpio. This won't work on the Xbox One S. I think you are going to see that. I think this is the launch of the next gen. It's just a stealth launch. With that being said, guys, what's the bombshell? What's the bombshell?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to be crazy.
It's not Conquer.
I'm going to be crazy. Conquer is one of the big games coming out, and it is coming out this year. Half-Life 3.
If they did that, people would lose their minds.
There's no way but that has to be a PC game first.
Well, yeah.
Here's my
Play
thought.
anywhere.
Here's my
Play
thought.
anywhere title.
Maybe the reason that VR is not going to be at the Xbox conference is because they don't need a VR solution, because maybe
They already have one.
Scorpio is compatible with what's already on the market. Maybe it's compatible with Vive. Maybe it's compatible with Oculus.
I think they've said that they're putting Oculus support into Scorpio. I think, if I remember what I'm hearing, I thought they came out and said, hey, this is going to work with Oculus.
And there's no way Half-Life is going to happen unless it's a VR game. I'm convinced of that. So, gentlemen, I think, and I'll go ahead and say this is absolutely wild speculation. I'm going to give it 20% chance of happening. There's a little inkling that says maybe crazier things have happened. Guys, we had Final Fantasy VII Remake a couple years ago.
And we keep hearing about it.
I know. I keep harping on it, but it just shows that anything can happen. For heaven's sakes, Shenmue 3 is getting made.
Yeah.
Look at Nier Automata, or Nier Automata, however you pronounce it.
Whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. That is a sequel that should never have been made because Nier did not sell anything.
Right. Well, and
I'm telling
Phil Spencer went over to Japan. He spent some time over there. He said he's been trying to work on relations overseas to build that library, and supposedly has something. It has a bombshell. There's been interviews recently with people involved with Final Fantasy that said they want to see the newer Final Fantasies on the Xbox platform. I don't know what these going to bring, but they've got something up their sleeves. Half-Life 3 would be fantastic. That'd be hilarious. That'd be great. It'd be grand. It'd be glorious, if I dare say it.
If it gets announced this year, it will not be at Microsoft.
No, it will be if it gets announced this year, it will be at Microsoft. And it'll be a Scorpio exclusive for like a year.
God.
And it'll be
That
on
will
PC.
piss
It'll
off
be on
so
PC.
many PC gamers. You hear the PC gamers already yelling at you.
Well, maybe
Let
it's
them
Play
yell.
Anywhere title. Let it be a
Okay.
Play Anywhere title.
No, it won't. I don't think it can be a Play Anywhere title. I don't
No.
think it can be because
No.
I don't
If it
think
goes
that there's-
VR.
I don't think there's any way that Valve is going to say, "Oh yeah, sell it on the Xbox store." Sure. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
that's
Sure.
only for Microsoft Studios games.
Yeah, I think Valve will say, "All right, we're putting it on PC. We'll give you the console rights for a year, and then we'll put it on PlayStation 4 Pro."
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's let's put a bow on Microsoft. We have just more shows to go.
Give me a real quick, real quick thing. I wanted to throw something out there. Yeah, hot tag, just real quick on Microsoft.
Yep.
I think we're going to see my crazy prediction for Microsoft, and it may not be as crazy, is original Xbox backwards compatibility.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I see
that. I think that's going to be a big. Now, there's been a lot of articles over the last week that supposedly, Sony's execs are saying, well, backwards compatible isn't a thing with Sony because backwards compatible doesn't get utilized.
Yeah.
Whereas Microsoft's, whatever. I mean, I have games that are backwards compatible that I play on my Xbox One, and it is what it is. But I think you're going to see, hey, you know what? We have these new games, but look at all this library of our old games, and here's more Xbox 360 games. Here's all this library of Xbox One games that you're going to be able to play and buy digitally as well on the Xbox Store. So I think you're going to see that announced as well.
The original Xbox is not as crazy as you think, and I could totally see that, and kind of hope that that's the case.
It's not. I'm sorry. It's not as what as you think.
It's not as crazy as Justin may think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not so far-fetched.
It's not as Half-Life 3 crazy.
Yeah.
And I like where Dave's head's at, but I do think that's where, if I were to throw one prediction, I know we'll probably do like bigger, crazier, like, okay, what's your overall predictions for, whatever at the end, but like, if I was gonna throw it for this one, I was gonna say my big one for this is gonna be, because I can't put a nail on whatever game is coming from Microsoft. I don't know. Assassin's Creed exclusivity. Doubtful, maybe, since Ubisoft is on the same day, but I think it's going to be backwards compatibility with Xbox One, and then game going forward.
I'm going to do a quick, I hope, speculation, and then a quick question on Microsoft to wrap it up. My wild prediction, my hopeful prediction, we see Cuphead, and we actually get an actual date on Cuphead.
I think we will.
For Cuphead...
Yes.
In my article, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Cuphead will be and it's available today moment.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
High five, Dave. Yeah.
I would high five you and then leave your house to go download it.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's going to be hey, by the way, here's Cuphead. Look how nice it looks. Well, it's available now.
Yep.
And now.
Yep.
By the way, I'm playing it now.
Right now.
Yep.
Okay, quick question. Does this hurt or help Microsoft going before Sony does?
There's a reason they moved their conference to Sunday.
I think it hurts them, honestly. They should have seen Sony's hand first before doing theirs, I think.
I don't. I think it helps them.
So you're thinking, Jeff, they should have waited and moved to Tuesday.
Is that when? However, the dominoes should have fallen.
Sony is always on Monday evening, and then Nintendo goes Tuesday morning, and then.
And Microsoft usually went Monday morning, right? Monday midday.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thought, Jeff. Think about this too, and then I'll let Dave go. And real quick, I was just gonna say, Monday, by the end of Monday. Yes, most people would talk about, here's all this that happened throughout the day if you're in the game's media or if you're savvy. But if you're just your normal casual gamer, it's always about what happened lately. What have you given for me now? And Sony always went last.
Yep.
So if you ain't first, you're last.
Yep. All right. Well, Sony, nice reference. All right. We got to move on. We have more shows to cover.
Yeah.
Next up, Sunday evening is Bethesda. Now, they've kind of shown their hand, mostly, I feel, because Quake Champions is going to be what they talk about the most, probably, because there really is no fall to speak of. Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind just came out. I imagine there'll be a Elder Scrolls Legends expansion or an official release. I know, is it kind of an early access now on Steam? I don't freaking know what Legends. They might be announcing when's it coming to iPad and iPhone and Android announcement for that game. What else from Bethesda? Dishonored 2 is already out. Doom has kind of run its course. It's all Quake Champions, right?
I think it's all Quake Champions. I don't think you see Wolfenstein yet. If they're going to be promoting Quake Champions, I don't think you see Doom 2 yet. If they're going to be promoting Quake Champions, I do think you will see Fallout VR.
Okay, sure.
But there was a rumor that popped up, I think, on 4chan about a new IP that they're developing called like Starfield or something like that. And this is supposed to be almost like Fallout, but in space. So you're exploring multiple planets and things like that. What the hell is going on?
I don't know what Justin's doing. He's getting uncomfortable by this.
Yeah.
My dog was ripping a toy, so I was getting that from them.
Okay.
Was it your toy? So anyway, you're exploring like multiple planets and things like that. It's basically like Fallout in space. And then the rumor went on to talk about how this is supposed to be basically what Bethesda is trying to do is they're trying to interconnect their major franchises into a single Bethesda universe. So it'd be like Fallout would be the start of this, and then we'd have this Starfield game, and then Elder Scrolls would actually be the farthest in the future of this timeline. Yeah, it sounds kind of crazy, but crazier things have happened.
True. It'll be a short show, I think, about an hour and a half tops.
I think this will be a shorter show. I agree with that. But have you guys heard the rumor going around about some sort of like amusement park Bethesda set up at E3 and how they're, like you said, they're intertwining all of them?
So maybe it is true.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you're going to get a new IP, which is probably going to be the one Dave was talking about.
You're gonna have to.
My second, I think you might see some Doom DLC, maybe, whatever. But what else you're going to get from Bethesda Land? The Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
I
forgot that was them.
85% chance of happening.
I forgot that was them.
Evil Within 2, Quake. It's going to be a bad visual, but there's this whole like Bethesda Land.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sure.
And there's one area that says under construction.
So what?
But otherwise it says you have Elder Scrolls, Doom, Quake, something under construction, Fallout, Dishonored, Prey, and one more project not ready to be revealed. So there's 2 areas that are under construction.
What do you think about that whole notion though that they might be trying to interconnect those universes? Is that something that would interest you, or?
That's unnecessary.
I don't need
cool.
it. I don't need it.
They're doing something interesting with their products. I mean, I can't fault them for that, and I'm interested to see where this goes. But I don't know if I need to see this.
Right. It'd be cool. It'd be something unique. There's all those rumors about like Disney, for example, intertwining all their movies and so forth. But I don't need it. But it'd be something that would be cool to see how they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, I feel like I'm obligated to say this. The recent Doom is a goddamn badass game. Like, goddamn it, I love the most recent. I've loved Doom since day one. Since I was old enough to not be scared by Doom on a PC. One of my first games I ever played was Wolfenstein 3D. On my dad's old PC, and then playing Doom on everything and owning Doom on everything. I love Doom.
So if we all are kind of saying Evil Within 2, it could be a property. They did tease Wolfenstein last year, so would those be your 2 IPs?
Where do they? Those big franchises, that's the only one that's not represented right now. Wolfenstein, but where do they go from the New Order? Is that what it was called?
Maybe they go into an alternate universe like Man in the High Castle.
Sure.
That'd be kind of neat.
Well, it is Mecha Hitler at some point, so it's like it's kind of alternate, and the occult.
I don't
see that.
I don't know. I don't honestly know, but unless we, like what Dave said, unless there's a whole new IP, those 2 could easily fit those under construction zones. But they did tease last year a Wolfenstein project, so At some point, we're gonna get it, but
Beth-
do you get Wolfenstein first and Evil Within later, or do we see Evil Within now and Wolfenstein later?
I think the latter.
Yeah.
Bethesda is one of those companies. It's always the show that I expect the least out of, and then I always am like, hey, this is really impressive. This is some really cool stuff. Like last year, it's like, all right, they'll probably tease Quake, and that's about it. And then Dishonored 2 looked really cool. I was on the verge of buying that. I didn't. It's like the one time
I still need to
said
play
no.
that.
There's still time. There's still time.
There's still plenty of time. So anyway, Bethesda's always impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have.
I
would
agree.
be more impressed if I thought there was an inkling of Elder Scrolls 6 happening, but there's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, but I could be wrong.
What if they did a Morrowind remaster?
They kind of are with online. Like that's kind of the whole goal of this recent Morrowind expansion was bring back Morrowind. But I could see like Morrowind HD remake or something like that. Like take the old Morrowind and just HDify it or remaster it. I could see that.
Right.
That could be their Elder Scrolls announcement. Besides Legends being on iPad and Android, if that's not a very big announcement, they come out and say, "Hey, here is Morrowind remastered." That'd be great.
But do you want to see Morrowind remastered?
Yeah, I do because I love Skyrim. I enjoyed Oblivion for what it was. I enjoy ESO. But yeah, I would enjoy seeing more. But at this point, do they work their way backwards and say let's do Oblivion remaster before we do Morrowind remaster? I don't know.
I don't know. They did Elder Scrolls 2, like remaster that.
Or did they with Arena?
Yeah.
Was that the second one? Was Arena?
Yeah.
No, that was
Daggerfall.
Daggerfall. One was Arena.
Yeah.
I think
much useless knowledge right up here.
Right. I think Quake is your feature piece.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And I don't know. This one's kind of a. I don't think they're gonna venture too far out, but a new IP would be pretty cool if they show a new IP and Evil Within 2, boom, or new IP Wolfenstein, whatever.
Think about the possibilities though if this Starfield thing is true. To me, it sounds like what if this was like mixing the promise of No Man's Sky with the gameplay and sensibilities of Fallout or Elder Scrolls. Like,
giving me Fallout in space. That
might be the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
And if you could play as Darth Vader.
Always back to that.
Yeah.
With Darth Maul DLC.
All right. That's Bethesda. Next on Sunday to be announced, as far as IGN says right now. I'm on IGN site and it says to be announced for Devolver Digital.
Oh, they're on Sunday.
That's what I have from IGN.
Interesting.
I think it's right now saying, right now it's saying the conference time for Bethesda is 9:00 p.m. Pacific. So I'll put us at 11. And then I'm going with IGN. And then Devolver will start at 10:00 p.m. Pacific. So for us to be midnight.
I'm looking to see if I can find any lineup too. Well,
yeah, because that doesn't match up with what I had for the start time for Bethesda.
I'm just going off IGN.
Is Ubisoft on Sunday or Monday this year?
Monday.
Okay.
So I might have incorrectly said that earlier in the show. I might have said something about Ubisoft being on Sunday. For some reason, I thought they were.
But anyway, while you're pulling that up, I don't know what to expect from Devolver at all. By the way, like this is just be a bunch of indie games, correct?
Yes, but
yeah.
Apparently, they were talking to a developer of a classic game that was out on the Dreamcast once upon a time.
Ooh, give me a hint. I'll guess it.
It came with a microphone.
Seaman.
Yes. Yes.
Which is a terrible name for a game, first of all. And also, you can't do that now because you don't have Leonard Nimoy alive.
So I've got Bethesda starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, so it's going to start at 9 our time.
Okay. So the IGN says 9 p.m. or 9 p.m. PT, which I assume is Pacific time zone, but that must be backwards.
I got just for giggles, I pulled up GameSpot. GameSpot has 9 p.m. and I believe that is my time, the way that they've got it pulled up.
Okay.
So 9 p.m. Central.
All right, we'll just do that.
So then that would put Microsoft at 2. Was that what we were looking at?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe PT stands for something else. I don't know. I'm stupid. All right, so yeah, Devolver be kind of your indie game show, and if they go with Seaman, Seaman, see why it's weird to say that. I'll be interested, but I'm like, okay, great. Hotline Miami 3.
I don't even see that. I don't even see that on this website.
The Devolver show?
For Sunday, yeah. Darn you, GameSpot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll look into it and double check.
Okay.
Anyway, we don't know what to expect from that because this is their first show. If this actually happens, this is their first show, and I don't know. This is going to be your indie game show, I imagine.
Well, hey, that would be nice because that means we don't have to have an indie game showcase for both Microsoft and Sony.
True. But you will anyway.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, you're probably going to get that anyway. I mean, Microsoft always, their indie showcases are okay, and I don't mind Sony's either. I like seeing those small games, but
yeah,
the only
there's great stuff out there.
The only showcase that the only indie showcase that Microsoft needs is the Cuphead is out today announcement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or what was that one that's currently in game preview? There's that.
We Mighty Few.
Thank you.
Which, by the way, that game looks really interesting. But
yeah, it does.
It's been really quiet.
Yeah. Well, it's been out there on early access and game preview, so you could buy it at like $30. You can start playing it right now. Then Monday morning is the PC gaming show. Which, again, am I right on this?
Yes, that is correct. I think it starts around noon our time.
Okay.
Okay.
If Half-Life 3 gets announced, it'll be here at the PC gaming show.
No. There's never been any actual news that comes out of the PC gaming show. I'm sorry. It's nice. It's cool to see, Tim Schafer comes and talks and all right.
How cool would that be? Like, I don't know, like, oh, by the way. Oh, what?
So it's not going to happen at the PC game. Have you watched a PC gaming show before? Have you watched
Half-Life 3 is not going to get announced this year.
Well,
probably not. It's only an 80% chance that it won't, but if it does, it's not going to be at the freaking PC gaming show. This is like, if you've watched a PC gaming show, it's like a low-budget late-night talk show. It's okay, but it's not going to happen there.
Then how great of a trolling valve would it be? Say, oh, by the way, here you go.
Nah,
that'd be amazing. It'd be amazing.
Here's Half-Life 3. Here's Left 4 Dead 3. Haha.
That'd be amazing.
I don't think
not gonna happen.
No.
Just saying, that'd be funny if it did.
All right, Bethesda, according on their official website, it's 9 p.m. Pacific, so that would put it at 11 p.m. our time. So I need to change that.
Woo!
All right, I got one thing wrong, dudes.
Man, that's gonna be a late.
I'll think of that. All right, the next big show is Monday afternoon with Ubisoft. This show in the past couple of years has been very up and down.
Last year's was interesting.
So I thoroughly enjoy Aisha Tyler. I think she's fantastic. I hope I assume she's back this year.
Nope.
She's not.
She is not.
Okay.
Ubisoft specifically tweeted that it was going to be presented by developers, and then they said, "Sorry," or they said, "We still love you, Aisha."
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What to expect from Ubisoft? I imagine a new Assassin's Creed title.
They've already said yes.
Yep. The Origins title.
I, as a Star Trek Bridge Crew owner, I hope they say, hey, by the way, we're going to give you next generation DLC. Like, yes, awesome.
They're going to
South
show
Park?
their new fancy logo.
Yeah, the new logo. They've already shown that, but yeah, we'll see their first new logo, their first look at their new logo on stage. There'll be some South Park stuff, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah, South Park will be featured there.
Where else do we go? What Tom Clancy thing do we see this time?
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell. Okay.
Splinter Cell.
Is it a new Splinter Cell or a
Yes!
remake?
No,
Yep,
it's a
new Splinter Cell.
guys. New Splinter
What-
Cell.
Could that be a Microsoft deal that they landed?
That could be. Splinter Cell was traditionally considered a Microsoft. I like where your brains are going, Justin.
There we go.
Yeah, the more I think about that one, there was an article I read today, and I can't quote the source because I don't have it in front of me. I don't remember now, but their Splinter Cell trademarks are being filed. I think it's the year.
Okay. Again, let me go back to this. Okay, that could happen. Do you guys want to see a new Splinter Cell?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Let me think about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
the
We're in a
first
solid snakeless world.
the first trilogy, I was not a huge fan of.
Okay.
Because at that time, I was not a stealthy gamer.
Sure.
I want to shoot people in the head.
You
A lot.
weren't a man then.
Okay, fine.
you
Then
grew
it got
up.
better with, was it, I don't know the order, but at some point, like, Blacklist came out, and that was really good. Double Agent was pretty good. Was Blacklist the most recent one?
I really don't remember.
Me either.
That one was really fun though.
They got more action-based, and that's when I kind of got on board. So I'd be looking forward to a new one if they keep going that route and not rely on stealth or you die.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I like that first trilogy. I like it was stealthy, but it was kind of an old school feel to it in that it was all very trial and error based. You know?
People, if they do a new Splinter Cell, there better be spies versus mercs in the multiplayer.
Wow,
That's what everyone
yeah.
wants.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
And go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it would be awesome. This is not gonna happen, but I think it would be awesome if Splinter Cell came back and it was voiced by David Hayter.
It'd just be trolling at that point.
I know, it would be wonderful. I would
Yeah.
be so into that.
Because Ironside's not doing it anymore. I think I gave you guys the question like the first episode on who the new voice actor was, but it's not Ironside anymore. But yeah, it's
Right.
that'd be great. But then everyone would just think, why is Solid Snake in my Splinter Cell?
I would know. I would know, and I would laugh, and then we would all say, "Fuck you, Konami."
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the year you're going to see a new Splinter Cell. But the question is, if it does become something that is exclusive somehow or some way to Microsoft, does it get shown and debuted at Microsoft's then? And then do they like hint at it and say, oh, by the way, here it is. And then they really unveil it more at Ubisoft's?
Yeah.
Or is it more of a...
If
you
that's the route they're going, yes. If it's just
Yep.
going to be multi-plat from the get-go, then it'll just be exclusively at Ubisoft's.
Okay. So we're going to see Splinter Cell. We're going to see South Park. We're going to see Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
You're going to see Far Cry 5.
Yes.
And I think you're going to see a little bit of this new Mario Rabbids crossover title.
Yep.
Sure.
We'll see that.
Yep.
You're gonna get some sort of Just Dance title.
Really? I thought that franchise died. I thought that thing
Nope.
is just dead now.
It's still there. It still sells really
That'd be
well.
a Switch thing with the Joy-Cons in your hands, kind of like they had it for the Wii. That was the whole point of it.
According to the internet, dancing is still popular.
Yep. But they're.
It's a good game on the go with the Switch if they go that route.
Yeah, could be.
I want to see people dancing on the bus.
They
Yes.
do it.
Yo, bro, you want to dance? Yeah, let's
No,
do
I can't.
this.
My teraflops are hurting.
I don't have my teraflops with me, man.
Exactly.
No, there's in doing the research I was doing for tonight's podcast. There's been some rumors of the Crew 2. The first Crew
announced
didn't
it,
do really
yeah.
well, but yeah.
Jesus.
Well,
They
I think-
announced it, actually.
I didn't
I don't
say
know.
it like that. I'm saying they announced it. Yes, the Crew 2 is happening.
Yeah, they did say they're working on Crew 2. There's just nothing. There's like next to nothing known about it at this point. So they'll probably see that, and then there's some sort of. There was something in Watch Dogs 2, like some sort of spacey. I am trying to find it now, but there's something that was hinted in Watch Dogs 2 of some space video game that they were working on. Could there be some new title there?
Well, and they'll do VR stuff. Ubisoft's pretty big in the VR world, so there'll be some VR games there.
Oh, of course. But that's enough games right there.
That's a heck of a lineup right there, guys.
Yeah.
All eyes are going to be on Assassin's Creed, though. I
For
think
sure.
That's their big one for this year.
Yep.
Or Splinter Cell.
Or Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell's not till next year. They're not.
Well, I mean, that's the big one they'll show this year. We mean.
Yeah, that's the big one that like
that's
all
what-
eyes will be like, oh my god, it's coming. But the big feature will be Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed's going to get the big feature because they're going to have Assassin's Creed in South Park for the end of this year. They'll have Far Cry 5 launching at the beginning of next year, kind of in that Ghost Recon Wildlands spot.
February.
And then you'll have Splinter Cell launching middle of next year.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for more stuff from Trackmania Turbo. That's just me.
Well,
support that game, please.
So what I'm reading here about this weird space-based game tease inside Watch Dogs 2. All we know about it right now, it's a multiplayer game with strong live or live operations. That's all it says. So
RTS maybe? Did they go on the RTS route, or I don't know. I don't know, fellas.
I don't know. I think that was a fantasy type thing, just to troll people. Because there are always leaks that are coming up. Poseidon with Nerd Bacon has joined. He says he's excited for Far Cry 5.
You know, hello Poseidon. I'm very interested in what they're going to do with this setting and this story, taking it out of the jungle and putting it in rural America. That interests me beyond words, because like, okay, putting it in our backyard, making it actually feel like this could be ripped out of the headlines is something I'm interested in.
I don't know. I thought it was the opposite of edgy.
Yeah, we know.
Frankly.
It depends on what they do.
They're not that bad. They're not that bad.
Dave's like, they gave me sugar. I was their neighbor. I asked for some sugar. They gave me sugar. They're nice guys.
Yeah.
Look, it intrigues me. I want to see more of Far Cry 5. I've liked Far Cry games. I mean, 3 and 4 were really good. Primal was not so good. It was fine. But putting it in this setting with this story, I'm interested to see what they do with it.
Well,
you know what will get them? We'll teach them. We'll make fun of Montana. That'll teach them. Pass the cheese.
They give us a setting that, I guess Americans could more relate to, because obviously people have seen Paradise. Not everybody's been to one. People have, so it gives us a chance to do something a little more realistic maybe. But it also depends, Watch Dogs was touted for a while to be some sort of big statement piece, and it was okay. It wasn't huge. It didn't really make any political statements or anything.
Watch Dogs 2 is a good game. Watch Dogs 2 is a good game.
Yes, but we're not saying we're not saying it's not a good game. We're just saying that they didn't necessarily go anywhere with it as far as like, well, this is a big statement. They have a chance to do that with Far Cry 5, especially with the way the world and the political area is right now. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where they take it.
It's hard for games to want, because they say they don't want to go political, but it seems political. So it's hard to toe that line, and making sure you're telling a story that doesn't veer off into not edgy territory just for the sake of getting your game talked about. Right. But we'll see.
It'll be fun, I'm sure.
If anybody can, Ubisoft can. So.
Well, and this is, like we said, this is a hell of a lineup when you think about it. This is the one conference that I feel like we know a little more about than the others. Yes. So a surprise would be nice, and I'm sure we're gonna. Again, Splinter Cell would be a nice, fresh surprise if we don't get it. If we don't get it at Microsoft, if we get it here, that'd be nice. But we know the lineup, and the lineup is good. Yeah. So I'm happy with this.
Yep, and there'll be at least one or two more titles that they'll kind of say, hey, this is in development, something different, like, kind of like what Steep was. Remember that game that came out of nowhere last year and ended their show last year?
And promptly went to the bargain bin.
Yes, yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, they all can't be winners.
That's going to be Ubisoft. That's a show that's going to be exciting. I mean,
it'll be very exciting. I'm interested to see how the writing is in South Park. Because the last 2 seasons of South Park have not been that good.
But the Stick of Truth, when that game came out in 2012-ish,
something like that.
That was my game of the year. Like, that game was amazing what it was. It was you were living in the world of South Park. It was hilarious, and it was just a lot of fun to play. It was
a great game. I loved it.
Yeah,
I absolutely loved it.
I played the HD remaster or remake or whatever because I pre-ordered Stick of Truth the Fractured Butthole. I pre-ordered that just so I was like, screw it, I'm going to pre-order it. If there's one thing I'm getting out of C3, and then I'm going to get this free game with it, so why not?
I think that's just the backwards. I think that's just the 360 backwards compatible.
I think it was if you go into the Xbox store, because that's what I got it for. It's a normal tile. It's not like an Xbox 360 tile. So
you fancy,
huh? Again, it's also South Park. It's not that it's not like we're breaking barriers. But if
my God, it's 1080,
1080p. Cartman's farts are in 1080p.
I can finally smell them.
Yeah,
right. Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision.
All right,
they're working.
That's Ubisoft. We good?
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, now we hit the big last 2 conferences, fellas. Monday evening is Sony. Now, this is going to be a bunch of games. Game. You're going to see God of War.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave says no on this, but you're going to see Last of Us 2.
You will see it, I think.
That's my thing. You're going to see Last of Us 2.
Putin says yet.
And they'll show Destiny. They'll show Call of Duty. They'll show some Final Fantasy stuff. Obviously, Kingdom Hearts 3 is not going to be there. But you'll may see some Final Fantasy 7 HD stuff. Hopefully a release date, god damn it.
For which one?
For FF7 HD.
Well, didn't Square say that they were going to take it, like get back involved with that again? So
they had farmed out, and hey Lauren, what's up? Hopefully my audio is a little bit better now. She said it was a little hard to hear. They had farmed out some of their CGI, some of the cutscenes out to CyberConnect 24 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they have taken it back from them. So I don't know what's going on with that game. I was very confident that we would see episode 1. That we would see that by the end of the year to coincide with Final Fantasy VII. This is the 20th anniversary of the game's release.
Yep. And one of the greatest games ever made.
Yes.
One of the greatest games ever made.
I'm not that confident now.
We're going to see some Death Stranding stuff.
Nope. Actually, they just said today, Kojima tweeted out, no Death Stranding at E3.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big blow.
That is a big blow.
Actually. Real quick, Poseidon on Twitch said Midnight Club for Ubisoft. Or in here at all.
That'd be cool.
I'd be okay with that.
But if they're showing the crew, they won't show Midnight Club.
Yeah.
No,
also,
I don't
that's
either.
Rockstar.
Yeah, you're right. That is Rockstar. You're right. No, I don't think so. No, and I don't think you'll see it again with PlayStation either. But I'm kind of surprised that we're not going to have Death Stranding because, again, like Jeff said, Sony, as much as they are fantastic to watch, and they may not be my platform of choice, but Sony is basically your equivalent of word vomit. It is game vomit. It is game, and more game.
It's been weird pacing the past couple of years, and I say that last year was fine. The year before, I'm talking about like here's some Vita stuff, and now we have PS TV, and I don't care about any of that.
They were slowly drifting into the Microsoft realm, but they pulled it back. I mean, they're kind of like in this weird. I feel like Sony, well, Xbox is a wild card. I feel like Sony has the even though they won't, because every year I say the same thing. Sony has the most to lose, but they always come out and they impress us every year. But my one downfall with Sony is this. They give us games that are going to be out in 5, 7, 10 years. Show me what I'm getting in like a little bit, but every time I say that, then they have these release dates of like, oh, here's Nier, here's Horizon, here's Neo, and I'm like, well, F me in the ass, never mind. I'm just going to go off and sit over here. So
yeah, so like, what more do you want?
Right.
You got Wipeout Omega Collection that just came out. You've got Crash Bandicoot. Yep, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy coming out here in a couple of months. Knack 2 will be coming out.
That's at the end of the Knack 2 is going to be out. The Crash remasters the day after my birthday this month.
Gran Turismo Sport.
Yep, I think that'll be heavily shown.
Yeah.
Is this the first year that we get teased with Gran Turismo is coming out, and then 10 years later, maybe.
Crash Bandicoot, like I said before, that's a timed exclusive, so I believe that's going to be Sony for a year, and then it will be Xbox after that. I don't care. Whatever. Just give it to me now. I'll get it on PlayStation.
Well, and if it sells well, we'll get a new Crash game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Sony doesn't have the most to lose. I don't think you're going to see a new Jak and Daxter Poseidon because I think the teams at Naughty Dog are working on finishing that not only Last of Us 2, but also finishing the new Uncharted side story that's coming out here,
right?
Like in August.
And the only reason I say they have the most to lose is because they're the only one. They're at the top, so like they continuously are topping themselves, and at some point, just like everything that's great, it fails at some point. So one of these years, it's going to be like, okay, they took a step down. So I feel like Xbox is your wild card. Sony has the most to lose, which might say something about what I'm going to say about Nintendo.
What was that one game?
Microsoft
what was that
has
one zombie game that I'm trying to think of right now? Where it looked kind of like DayZ.
Days Gone.
Thank
Days
you.
Gone.
Days Gone.
You'll see Days Gone.
Yeah. That'll be.
I'm with Jeff. I think you see Last of Us 2.
I think you do at this point. I think you see something about it.
You see something. That's all.
It has a presence at E3 this year.
I don't think so. To me, that is not until 2019. That is a 2019 game.
2020, son.
That's fine, but you still see something about it here.
I don't know.
I don't think so. There's too much stuff. There's too much
we know, and it's coming.
Here's how it's going to open up with Spider-Man. It's going to open up with Spider-Man gameplay. And Spider-Man gameplay is going to be beautiful. It's going to be glorious. You're going to wet yourself. Like, seriously, there's going to be an embarrassing wet spot on you. I'm going to force you off my couch. You'll have to sit on the floor.
It'll be at your house. So.
I know. It'll be very bad. But Spider-Man's going to look amazing, and that's going to be out, like, in September or October this year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going 2018 for Spider-Man.
No. God of War.
I don't think it's this year.
God of War is early 2018. That's going to be in the Horizon Zero Dawn spot.
Yep.
Because they got Gran Turismo coming out this year, and they got Spider-Man coming out this year.
Well, Justin just froze. I saw Justin's brain break for a second there. Holy crap.
Yeah. I think my gut instinct, I'm just trusting my gut in this one, and you should never do that, of course, in the games industry, but I'm trusting my gut. I feel like Spider-Man's 2018.
Okay.
My gut told me Half-Life 3 at Microsoft's conference. So
yes.
I don't know, man. Guts.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know about guts.
I'm going 2018 for Spider-Man. God of War, I agree with you, is probably going to be early 2018. But I just don't think, with everything with the things that we know are coming, I feel like Sony is just going to say, okay, here's Spider-Man. It looks great. I still want to see how it looks when Spider-Man's on the ceiling of some business or some room, because every time that seems to happen in games seem to like shit. So I think they'll pull it back only because they're like, okay, we're going to give Microsoft this, Call of Duty's this in the fall. There's a few other games. They got the whole like deal with Call of Duty. I think they'll just push it into a spring release of next year.
Can I ask a question? And I could be dumb for asking this. Why is this Spider-Man game being touted so hard? And it can't be just because the movie is this year. That can't be the only reason why.
Well,
I mean, we've had Spider-Man games in the past that have been pretty good, ultimately. I mean, Web of Shadows is a pretty damn good game. Why is this one being touted as the best Spider-Man game ever? You should all care all the shits.
Because it's Insomniac.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
it's
getting
a
it
triple A, quadruple A game studio developing
Yes.
Spider-Man. I mean, we have not really had that before.
Right.
And
You're getting that from Insomniac, who had a sleeper hit in Sunset Overdrive.
Yep.
And you get if it plays anything like Sunset
Infamous.
Overdrive. Well, yeah.
Infamous.
But Sunset Overdrive, I think, would play more like a Spider-Man game. As fast and as fluid as that game is,
Yep.
That's what you're going to get. That's Spider-Man. I think that's why it's being titled that way. I'm super bummed it's going to be on PlayStation and not Xbox, but I'm okay with that because I've got both, so whatever. But
I'm bummed the costume is like that. I've been out of the Spider-Man game for a while. I don't remember a giant white spider.
Well, you'll probably have unlockable costumes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I don't remember the giant white spider, that's all.
Going back to release date, the fact that the movie is coming out this year is exactly why you'll see the game in 2017.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I'm okay with differencing opinions, but I don't know. 2018, man, is what I'm leaning on this one.
I'll put money on the line, brother.
The Marvel stretching it out, Disney stretching it out, putting it, Well, so wait, is this going? So Marvel's attached to it, but is Spider-Man through Sony?
Yes.
He's still with Sony, right? Technically, he's not with the whole Disney Marvel universe whole thing.
No, this new movie is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He's being borrowed for this right now. He's still technically owned by Sony. The movie rights are owned by Sony, but they reached a deal so they can use Spider-Man in some of their films in Marvel's in-house.
He's not owned by. He's not like the Disney Marvel property. He's still the Sony property.
Because the Venom stuff will come out under Sony stuff as well. The Venom movie is coming out under Sony's.
So that could be what trumps my argument of 2018. Because if it was Disney, I feel like they could space it out a little bit and say, here's Spider-Man here, here's Spider-Man there. But Sony's like, I don't give a fuck. Here's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man this year is going to be the fall of Spider-Man, brother. I mean, just enjoy it.
Maybe this is why. Maybe this is part of the deal. Maybe the deal is you can use him in Marvel movies, but only Sony gets him on their platform. I don't know. Maybe it's part of the deal.
Fuck me. I just thought about at some point Rocksteady's going to be releasing something.
Correct.
Does that going back? Microsoft? No? Yes? Probably not.
That could be.
I don't know.
That could be. I would not put that out of the realm of possibility. Sony gets Spider-Man and Microsoft gets Batman.
Yeah. But I heard another Batman game. Would you guys want to play another Arkham game?
Yeah, why not? I love Batman.
There's been 4 of them. I want to see them do something else. I want to see them try
Justice League.
Not going to happen. But I want to see them try Power Rangers. I want to see them try Ninja Turtles. I want to see them try these Superman. I want to see them try other. I've seen Batman, and they're fantastic games.
I'm with Jeff on that. I would like to see them try something else, personally.
I'm with you guys as well. As much as I love an Arkham game, and I'm a Batman freak. I love those games. Give me, like you said, give me a Justice League. Give me a Superman. Give me a Power Rangers. We seen what the crap hole was that was the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. So Rocksteady, take it and run with it.
That's a bummer, because man, that's Platinum Games.
Give me Wonder
Woman. Man.
Give me Wonder Woman, man.
Well, like I said, a Justice League game would be great. You could pick from all those, and
well, if Square's attached to an Avengers game, might as well have a Justice League game for Rocksteady.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Sorry to take us off tangent.
No, you're fine. What else are we seeing? So we got God of War. That's kind of a we're all saying yes on that one. There's the Days Gone. Days Gone. Days Past. What the hell's it called?
Days Gone.
Days Gone By. Yeah. We'll see that.
Days Gone. Detroit.
Yeah, it's about time to get a date for Detroit.
I think you'll get a date for this year. I don't know if it'll be this year, but you're gonna get a date this year.
Yeah.
Is that the Quantum Break spinoff?
No, that's the same people who did Heavy Rain.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think you're going to see a lot more stuff out of the Japanese publishers. You got Capcom obviously will be there, and Square Enix. So I think the big question is, what do you see announced for PS4 from those two? From Capcom, the big
Infinite.
What's that?
I mean, MVC Infinite.
You'll see MVC Infinite Capcom, the big rumors are like they're gonna get Monster Hunter 5.
Okay.
That'd be dope.
And there's talk of Devil May Cry 5.
Okay.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
That new one was really
intrigued, but
good.
if I'm going to see that type of action game, I'd rather see Bayonetta 3. I know it's Platinum, that's a completely different company, but if I'm going to see that type of stylish action game, for me personally, Devil May Cry 5 does nothing. I would be more excited if we saw a new Onimusha game.
Sure.
Yeah.
We saw that trademark renewed just last year, actually.
True.
And with the success of Neo, might be time.
Do we see any of these Japanese titles flock over to Microsoft at all, or go both? Just because, I know we said Phil Spencer. I said Phil Spencer's gone over, trying to make amends, trying to talk to these publishers. Do we see anything?
Not yet. I think
not with Capcom especially, because Capcom is kind of
right
in bed with Sony and PC. We won't see them on Xbox. We'll be a PC. PS4, if anything.
So we said God of War. We've said Days Gone. We've said Detroit. We're mixed on Last of Us. We're talking about Capcom. We're talking about Square. Do we see anything more? I think we do.
Oh yeah.
When it comes with the Marvel, some sort of Marvel property that they teased.
Well, if Square's there, then yeah. I mean, if Square's gonna be at the conference, then you're gonna have something Avengers stuff.
Because you got to have more. Because we said no Death Stranding, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't think Avengers is ready for prime time.
Metal Gear Survive.
No.
You'll see that.
If anybody devotes stage time to that piece of crap, then
I think Sony would be Sony is the only one I think could get away with it, though.
I don't think they would. I don't think anybody could get away with it. It looks terrible, dude. It looks.
Well, I mean, I agree.
awful.
I'm not saying I'm going to be excited to see it. I'm saying it should have
Somebody's
friends
gotta
there.
show it.
Someone should show this.
Somebody's got to show it. It's got to. If it's not shown here, then
It should be
it's
shown.
just dead in the water.
It should
I'm
be
not
shown
saying
on
give it like
cell
a half
phone
hour.
in a dark closet.
I'm not saying have him come out and give it a half hour, 45 minutes. No. You'll see it like they love doing their little montages and like, oh god, what was that?
Yeah.
They will not be on anybody's stage. But let's talk about, do we see Final Fantasy VII Remake? Do we see it?
Probably not. I don't think we see it, but I hope someone mentions it.
Do we see...
I was just going to say it's about fucking time for a release date, damn it.
Do we see... Speaking of about effing time, do we see anything on Kingdom Hearts 3?
No.
No.
I agree. I don't think so.
Nope. Did someone already come out and say that they weren't going to be
I
there?
thought Square came out and said nothing this year. They said not coming out this year. I don't know if they said that.
Nah,
Right.
They haven't said that. They said it's not coming out this year. That is a fiscal 2018.
But man, we're sitting here talking about these titles, and we're not naming a whole lot. And Sony usually does games. So
Well, last year's every game, every person talked about Last Guardian, and people. I mean, we didn't know it was coming. We just kept speculating, and it just kind of popped up. When oh shit, it's finally happening.
right.
I could see, there's got to be some title that we just don't know is coming out.
All right.
I'll see one we all go, whoa.
I'll give you one.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
Lauren, hey, I think this is Lauren. Lauren
Yep.
says, "Kingdom Hearts 3, my dreams."
I hope.
sorry to-
I hope
I'm sorry.
No, I hope
For your dreams.
I know. I hope for Lauren's sake that they do have some Kingdom Hearts 3. I really
do too.
I want to see
Yeah,
her
I
get
do.
excited. It's fun. Here's the game that I was gonna say. Here is the blast from a past. Now, we talked about Siphon Filter. No, we talked about
Yeah, Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell.
So I just gave it
We're-
away.
we're-
Siphon
what?
Filter.
Oh, in your head, yeah.
Yeah.
Siphon Filter.
Siphon
Sure.
Filter. We're in a Metal Gear Solidless world. We
Totally.
need our tactical espionage action, guys.
Yeah.
We need it.
Yeah.
Siphon Filter. It's
I
coming
think.
back.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. I loved the first Siphon Filter.
And it's going to
Yeah.
be voiced by David Hayter.
Damn it!
He's doing everything.
God damn it!
Where's Nolan North?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna compete with Nolan North.
Well, as long as we're
Wait,
still
is this
like
David Hayter or Vince McMahon? Which voice are we doing here?
it's-
Voice by Vince
Hater
McMahon.
in everything, and put the strap on Jinder Mahal. I'm a genius.
I would be okay with that just because, like you said, the Metal Gear game that we're getting is the Zombies game at some point.
it's not gonna be good, but
That-
it has to be talked about.
No,
You know what?
Gear, Metal Gear
here's the funny
Survive.
thing.
Metal Gear Survive to me is like the state of Missouri. I refuse to admit it exists.
Here's the
That's
funny
in
thing.
Nebraska.
This game should have probably been some sort of DLC anyway, but
Sure.
as much as we're sitting here saying it's going to suck, it's probably going to come out and be some sort of fucking awesomeness.
You guys remember like how there was not a lot of hype around Metal Gear Rising and how great that game was?
Right, well,
Granted, yes, Kojima
Yeah.
had his finger on the pulse on that one, but I think he did anyway.
Well,
Um,
here's the difference. Metal Gear Rising was done by Platinum Games. That's a competent studio.
yeah, did you
Metal
see
Gear
that
Survive
Ninja
is
game
being
was
done
great.
with like the 5 people that Kojima didn't want to take with him from Konami. It's like, you and the people I don't like, you stay, bye bye. And these these poor bastards don't have internet.
I'm just surprised at the accent. That was nice.
Yeah,
yeah, that was good.
it was not stereotyping at all.
Not at all. No.
No.
No, but I mean, other than that, we've mentioned Call of Duty, we've mentioned Destiny. Those are going to get shown because they've got the deals with Sony. I'm going to go on a limb. Fuck it, Crash Team Racing coming back.
Oh!
Why not?
I
That'd be
applaud that. I applaud that. Yes.
That'd be dope.
It won't come out this year. It'll be 7 years down the line, but it's coming.
Jeez.
It's coming. With Crash Bandicoot coming back and being remade, Crash Team Racing is going to be revived because what other kart games out there that you had the Sonic ones, but screw it. Something's got to compete with Mario.
If they're gonna go racing, I mean, Wipeout just came out, but as far as Sony franchise, I mean, Jet Moto was kind of my jam. when I was a
Jet
kid.
Moto's great.
The first Jet Moto was awesome. I would love a new Jet Moto.
Well, Jet Moto is great. I just think Crash Team Racing, if they can capitalize off of what looks to be a good re-release, if it all pans out of these Crash Bandicoot games, they could make some money here. Put out another Crash Team Racing game, and people love Crash Team Racing, man.
It's a good game. It's a goddamn good game.
I would also lose my shit if a new Ape Escape got announced. I'm just putting that out there. But
Yeah, those were fun games.
They were Ape Escape games. Weren't they the ones that were backwards compatible? No, what is that? Was Monkey Island? Totally different game.
Totally different thing.
Totally different thing. I'm thinking
you?
Primates here.
That's a point-and-click adventure game from LucasArts.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
what did they do to you in Missouri?
That's why he got out.
So yeah, I think that could be. I mean, it'd be cool. I like when they went with like the whole Mod Nation Racers. That was pretty cool. But I don't think they'll go back with that. But do you think we see another Little Big Planet here?
No, I think that's too soon because 3 came out year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ish.
Plus, it was just recently free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think the community on that's dying. I think that game is not as big as it once was.
Sure.
I would literally sing "I Don't Care" in falsetto if they showed a new Little Big Planet.
Well, now I hope we can do that. We can get it live on
I
stream.
don't care.
Well, we just got it right there. Here
Yeah.
we go.
Well,
Can
it
you-
would be
can you
much
sing it
longer
as
because
Vince
it would
McMahon?
be during the entire trailer.
Can you
right.
sing as Vince?
I don't care. I'm a
we go.
genius. This
That's his falsetto.
Got it. Okay. They'll do some VR stuff because PSVR is still a big thing with
Yes.
them. So they'll show some stuff with that.
PSVR, I think you're going to get some game announcements there because it's Sony, so they're going to show something. They have to show something.
Yes.
And I mean that's a still pretty hell of a good lineup, and there's going to be surprises in there somewhere. So
Say it's a big show.
Let's go back.
Do we see any Vita stuff?
No, it's dead.
Okay. All right, fine.
I mean,
No, screw it.
it's dead. Let's go back to Capcom
What are
just
you
for a
doing?
second.
Get out of here.
What are you doing? Vita, come on.
Spirit Squad, get out of here.
Yeah. Let's go back to Capcom just for a second. So
All right, new Final Fight. Let's go.
a big rumor that has come out is
Okay.
that they're going to offer a free upgrade for Street Fighter V, and they're going to update it to Super Street Fighter V. And it's going to have an arcade mode, and it's going to have like a player versus enemy mode, and it's going to have the remaining Season 2 characters plus like 6 returning characters, Sagat, Sakura, Q, Oro, and Necro, I think, and somebody else. I can't remember.
None of those you said was Skullomania. I don't care.
None of those was Skullomania, but what would you think?
PvE. Isn't that just offline versus mode?
Well, it would be player versus enemy. It would be like almost like a Tekken Force mode, it sounds like.
Okay, all right. All right.
So basically, you're getting what Street Fighter V probably should have been in the beginning.
Yes.
So
again,
would
it's a
it take
rumor.
you back to right? Well, no, I think it's a pretty good rumor, though. I mean, it's something that I could definitely see happening
With
because-
online that works?
Well, yeah, maybe they've revamped it. Maybe, but would it with all the fighting games that have came out now? You got Injustice, you got Tekken. Would it take you back to Street Fighter V?
Yes.
No.
Oh. So
I
we
mean,
got
it would
decisive
take me
answers.
back for a little bit just to see what's going on with it, but
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that.
I agree with
I
Justin.
would check in.
I agree with Justin. I don't fundamentally enjoy the mechanics of Street Fighter V compared to Street Fighter 4.
And that
Yeah.
hurts. That hurts me to hear and say.
Yeah.
Because that game looks graphically. That game is amazing looking, and
Sure.
it could have been something. It's for the competitive, for the Evo scene. They got the game they wanted. This game is tiered. I shouldn't say that, but this game is tiered more towards the competitive player as opposed to the casual marks who just jump in and want a good fighting game.
Yeah, but they've got a lot of butt kissing to do, in better terms, at this point. I mean,
It's a good start, I guess.
yeah, if this rumor comes true, it's a good start.
I think it's too little, too late, personally.
Yeah. Well,
But-
I mean, Dave, you're knee deep in Tekken, and Jeff, you're doing the Injustice thing. I'm playing Injustice. I'm gonna have other games I'm gonna be playing. I don't really need to go back to Street Fighter V. I mean,
I want to go back to Street Fighter V.
Well,
I love Street
right.
Fighter.
We want to
I
like
have
it.
I have
to.
3 pieces of Street Fighter artwork hanging in my house. I mean, I
Right.
want Street Fighter V to be good. I want to love it.
and that's the thing is we want to. If this made it the game that we all thought it could have been and it should have been, then I mean, would it take you away from games like Tekken? Because I know Tekken just is a new release, but would you find yourself back to Street Fighter enough to okay, this is the game I'm playing more?
Well,
like more of a
I was gonna say if the online mode for Tekken doesn't get fixed, then yeah.
right.
And if
If
the online
Xavier
mode
Woods doesn't work his magic.
Yeah, if the online mode for Tekken doesn't get fixed, then when I review it, I'm giving it a 0.
Sure.
Wow.
Well, seriously, in this day and age, to release a game that has netcode that is that shitty is just, especially a big budget game that is that shitty, is inexcusable.
It's one thing,
ridiculous.
yeah. Right. Well, and it's one thing in this day and age, Dave, and I agree with you. I haven't picked up Tekken, but as much as I've done the research on it, I agree with you. It's one thing for a game, and I know this is 2 different types of games, but it's one thing for a low-budget Kickstarter game like Final Fantasy 13 Friday the 13th to come out and have its shitty start, and it's actually like it's having being fixed quite a bit. That is a low-budget okay, we knew what we were getting kind of thing. And then Tekken 7 comes out. It's a big budget game. It's got a lot, it's a good game from what I'm hearing from both of you.
Yes.
But to have the problems they're having, it shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It sounds like on PC, I'm not having that many problems. When I get into a game, I stick to a game and I get in pretty quickly. There's a couple of
Right.
times where it goes, you cannot connect for whatever reason. But more often than not, I get into a game just fine. It's the structure that pisses me off.
But where is the bulk of the Tekken, fan base playing?
Well, I know I'm playing
PC?
Treasure Mode, so.
I mean, are they playing
Yeah.
on PC or are they playing on PlayStation?
Probably PlayStation 4.
Yeah, PS4.
Right. So if it's fucked up on PS4,
Yeah.
Yeah,
then fix it, damn it.
well, sure. I'm saying not
Austin Creed,
everyone
fix it.
experiencing that, but yes, I mean a majority of people are. And yeah, it sucks that we have games like that, and games like look back at like the newest Sim City, how screwed those servers were. Street Fighter V that came out, it was basically unplayable when it came out, just because of how bad. Because you had to be online to do anything.
Yeah.
And that game came out and it was screwed. Diablo 3, when that was first launched, was spotty at best, let's say. But that's still a thing that needs to be considered, is that when a game comes out for online, it's not going to work day one.
Right. Well, and with these big titles, you would think that they would, because they've seen these problems over and over again. You didn't hear about, for example, Injustice 2 having too many big problems on release? Sure, it's not a perfect game, but it's a damn good game. But Tekken has these issues. Now, granted, a few fixes, and I'm sure it'll be fine. But if a majority of your audience is playing on PlayStation 4 and you can't get into an online match,
That's a problem.
that is a problem.
Yep.
It's not going to matter because the best fighting game of the year is going to be ARMS.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
Good
coming out
segue.
soon.
Yeah, good
As in
segue.
a week from Friday. Okay. Nice. Anything we want to put a bow on with Sony?
To me,
I don't.
Sorry, go ahead, Justin.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, to me, this one feels like. I think Justin is right in the sense that this is going to be. They don't really have anything to gain by doing a lot of shock and awe. They can let the games speak for themselves, and I think for that, I think you're going to see a little bit more of a conservative conference out of Sony.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think the games that they are going to show, they're probably going to have a few games that we've never seen before. I mean, it's Sony. Why wouldn't they? But if they don't, I'd be surprised. It's just that this feels like if there was ever a year that they would have not necessarily a bad year, but a down year, this is the year.
I still think it's going to be a good show, but my expectations are lowered a little bit because I don't see that they have the need to do the bombshells. They've let so much.
Right.
So the games do the talking already. So
Sure.
Yes, I agree. I feel like this is the one that I agree with you. I have the least, I don't have high expectations for, but I don't have low expectations for. I'm just kind of like, this is Sony. I know what I'm getting with Sony.
yeah.
Yep.
So they're just going to give me more Sony, more games, and VR.
Okay. All right. Now we take her home with the conference that will give the most game vomit, if you want to call it that. Tuesday morning, we get Nintendo's E3 Direct. This is going to be all about the Switch, all about Switch games. Some 3DS stuff, but mainly here are some Switch games.
Obviously, Mario's going to lead. I mean, it's all about Mario this year. That's their big holiday title. They just announced Pokken Tournament Deluxe for the Switch. They announced that in the Nintendo Direct. They announced Ultra Moon and Ultra Silver, which I'm really surprised are 3DS exclusives.
Okay.
So the question is, what are the hidden things that are being worked on? What is being worked on in the shadows of NCL right now?
Animal Crossing, give me please. Give me please.
I don't think that is a bad prediction.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I want Animal Crossing.
I'm just going to say it because if I don't, somebody will. You're going to get Metroid Prime 4.
Yes.
Oh, you're going full on 4.
Metroid Prime 4.
You are getting Metroid. I don't know if it's going to be 4. I'm
it's
wondering...
it's going to be, I think,
Prime.
That's just it. If it's not Prime, then what do you get?
What if
2D?
Yeah, that's it, Jeff. What if you got like the ultimate rebirth of 2D Metroid?
Could.
Yeah.
What if it's Super
What if it's
Metroid?
What if it's
Super
both?
Metroid remix or remaster, I guess.
Sure. You could.
No, I'd
what if you
riot.
get both?
I'd riot.
What if you get here's like a 2D like remaster or remake, but here's a new Metroid, and I just think it's Prime. Something smells Prime to me.
I'd be down with a new 2D side-scrolling Metroid.
I'd be down with Metroid. Just give me Metroid.
Yeah, we are going to get Metroid. It's going to happen at the end. The question for me is it going to be Prime 4 or is it going to be Retro? I mean, obviously Retro was great with Prime, but they were also great with Donkey Kong Country Returns. So they've got experience with both different types of genres. So it could go either way. That's an exciting point.
Didn't they do the recent Punch-Out?
No, I don't think they did the recent Punch-Out.
What that was?
I will just say this: if we're gonna go by and put a 1 to 8 or whatever it is on the what we're most excited for, I'm putting this one at the top of my list. This is my number 1.
Ditto.
Okay. There has to be games. There has to be games coming out soon.
Over Microsoft. Well, yeah, and I think you're going to get that. And I think the reason being is, here's the Switch. We gave it to you. They said talk to us in a year from the Switch release. They're going to give you games, and it's going to be spaced out over the next few months. Mario's going to be your headliner. And we know we're going to get that November, maybe. I don't know.
Right before
September, November.
Right before Thanksgiving.
You're going to get that in there. And Metroid's going to be... Metroid might be your early 2018 game.
It might be later.
It might. It could be later than that. It could be... But you're getting ARMS. That's going to be this month, right? It's June.
That's a week from Friday.
So you got June. You got June for ARMS. July is Splatoon 2. You're going to see Splatoon 2.
Oh yeah, heavily.
So what's August? What's September?
Rayman, the Rabbids thing.
Okay, then October. November.
Mario.
Or August, September.
October is Animal Crossing.
September is Pokken.
Okay. So there's going to be a big game every month. That these are not small games. These are good games that you can pick up. And you're going I'm just going to say as well, I think you get they're also going to show their online structure, a little more about it probably. They already said it's free throughout 2017. So 2018 I think is when they're starting it.
Yep.
But it's $20 a year, whatever.
Which is great.
Great.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
If free would have been better, but I'll take 20. 20 is great. But I think this is where they're gonna really pull back the curtain and say, this is what we're working on for Virtual Console, and here's your GameCube Virtual Console.
Okay.
Yep, I agree. Yep. Absolutely. You're going to see Virtual Console announced. GameCube will factor heavily. What is going to be your launch game for Virtual Console?
For the GameCube side of things?
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario Sunshine, and Mario Kart Double Dash.
I don't think Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah, probably not, just because 8 just came out, or recently came out.
Right. Those are the only ones that I would really go with when it comes to GameCube, like right off the bat.
I would say F-Zero GX.
Yeah.
If they're not working on a new F-Zero, then that's it.
If you're not getting a new F-Zero, there's where you get it. I agree.
Do you see a remaster of Smash Melee? Or at least the GameCube version coming out?
I think if GameCube Virtual Console exists, I think the fan base for Melee will demand it.
They are kind of the radical jihadists of the fighting game community, aren't they?
They're the CM Punk.
Yeah.
They will
CM Punk.
Yeah, those
guys. Punk. Yeah. Did you see the recent outburst by Hungry Box? I think it was.
Yeah.
When he won.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Listen, Nintendo," and I'm like,
"This is a lifestyle." Dude, everybody else, when a new version of so Hungry Box, he won a tournament, a Smash Melee tournament, and then he goes on this tirade against Nintendo, demanding that they support the Smash Melee community and saying that You know, this game is it's not just a game, it's a lifestyle. Look, Hungry Box.
That game's old.
That game came out in 2001. When they
Yes.
were working on that game, there was still a World Trade Center in New York, all right?
Yeah.
That every other fan of a franchise moves on to the new version of the franchise when that new version comes out. I like Street Fighter 4 better than Street Fighter 5, but I moved on to Street Fighter 5. Everybody's moved on to Injustice 2. Everybody's moved on to Tekken 7. We move on, but you sticks in the mud just want to stay in your little holes and talk about the good old days when it was just Melee and only Melee and nothing ever changed from Melee. And that's pathetic.
Well, in Melee, I'll say this. The only point that I'll give him is that Melee grew from nothing to something. Like, it wasn't supposed to be that competitive or that cool of like a fighting game, but it is cool. It's a fun game to play. And they've done stuff with it that even the creators said that they didn't think could happen.
Yeah.
But Smash 4, the most recent Smash, which we're going to see something from Smash, I think. You know, if not a Smash 4 like Switch version or whatever it is. Smash 4 is a badass game.
It's a great
You know,
game.
I'm one of the three, when you guys talk about your fighting games, I'm like, I love to see Smash games. I love to see the competition there. I like to see the newest Smash game played on a competitive level. It is very cool and very fun to play, but these guys are sitting there like, oh, Melee. Look, Melee came out so, like you said, so far ago that these guys, like, they just have there's no reason for you to support that community at this point.
Right. Like,
Why it's great that they do it. They need to support the new one. And it's great that you guys support it.
You can love a game. We're not.
Yes.
That's not what we're getting at.
No.
There are people still playing, GoldenEye 007. People are playing like Quake 1 and Quake 2, and that's fine. You can champion your game, but know that the higher up company's focus is somewhere else.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
For a reason.
And don't go trying to hold them hostage just because you and a large contingent of your insane fan base has not moved on. But that's a tyrant. Let's get back to what they're going to show.
Yes, fine.
So do we see Smash? Do we see Smash at Nintendo?
I don't know.
Yes.
Do we see it this year? Do we see it coming out this year?
No.
I mean, there's a few months in there that we went over that we don't have a release for, but
what will that game be called? You can't call it for Wii U anymore.
Super Smash. I don't
Super
even
Smash
know.
Brothers Deluxe.
Super Smash Brothers Deluxe for the Switch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It for Wii U is a bad name for a game. For 3DS is a bad name for a game.
Agreed.
Shouldn't. Yes. Yep. I agree.
And if they call it for Switch, we're like, is this the new one? Is this the old one? What the hell is going on? Why?
Lauren,
I think you.
I was going to say, Lauren posted something in the chat. First off, she said the magic words, which were Chrono Trigger.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then she also said Captain Toad for Switch, which I would be very happy if there was a new Captain Toad for the Switch. I think.
Lauren, you take from my heart. Captain Toad is such a cool game. Thank you for mentioning it. I would love to see Captain Toad. I don't know if they will. That'd be a cool. I see a lot of those big
stuff.
Switch. Well, yes, you're going to get the new stuff. You're going to get the ARMS and the Splatoon 2, the Mario Odyssey. You're going to get that. I think I would not be surprised with Virtual Console if you get, oh, by the way, here's your Wii U games that were good and most of you didn't play because the Wii U was, the Wii U.
Yeah.
But the Switch is selling well. Here is Captain Toad. Here is Donkey Kong, whatever. If they want to do that, they can. I don't know that they will, but Captain Toad would be really cool if they brought that back over.
At some point, I want Mario Maker to make its way on a Switch.
I think you're going to get Mario Maker 2 for Switch.
Well, that's fine. I want a Mario Maker on the Switch because it makes so much sense to take the little thing on the go with you and making Mario levels wherever the hell you are. It makes sense.
Yep.
You'll get it.
I agree.
You'll get it. Next year, you'll get it.
Fine.
I agree.
Let's talk about what are some third parties going to bring for Nintendo Switch.
Well, we know we're getting a dumbed down version of FIFA. They did talk about that already.
FIFA dirt.
Well, they said it's FIFA 18, but you're not getting like 90% of the modes, so it's FIFA. It's soccer. Yeah.
There may not
so
be
if you're
a
gonna,
ball to kick, but it will
if
be
you
soccer.
yeah, if you want to play FIFA, just get it on something else at this point.
True.
I honestly don't know. That is what kind of intrigues me the most is they talk about all this third-party support. You're going to get indie support, so you're going to get some sort of indie support, in there somewhere. That one, what was it, Project Octopus or some crazy thing like that.
Yeah, Octo
Yeah.
Traveler
You'll
or
see
something like
that you're going to see that or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're going to see a whole indie like showcase, I'm sure. But I don't know. Do you see? I mean, you get FIFA, but do you get like Madden?
No.
Do you get? You're not going to get like Overwatch. They already said that that's not going to happen. You're not going to see like Call of Duty more than likely on the Switch. I mean, Assassin's Creed probably not.
I mean,
don't know.
they were hinting at Assassin's Creed at some point, but I don't think it'll be the original. I think it'll be something other, it's like spin-off. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
What about companies like Capcom? What do you think Capcom might put out?
So I don't think they go with, like, I don't think you're gonna get like the new like Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't think you're gonna get that.
No.
I'm gonna say we're gonna get something Resident Evil from them.
First off, is that new Mega Man collection going to be on the Switch?
No.
Okay, that sucks. 2.
It should be. They both should be. And if it's not, then they should do a combined and say, here's your Mega Man like overall combined for the Switch.
Go on, Jeff. Go on.
Beautiful Joe.
Ooh.
Yes.
Is that the game that Platinum will debut?
That would be amazing. If Platinum Games and Nintendo said, here is Beautiful Joe, I would lose my shit.
Yep.
I think
What a game to have on the go for the Switch.
Yep.
I would personally be a little bit more happy for a new Bayonetta, but I will take Beautiful Joe.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think the reason maybe you don't see Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 on the Switch is because Capcom is going to say, here you go, brand new Mega Man.
Oh. I would like that. I like Mega Man.
What number are we at now?
This would be number
11?
11.
Is it in the 8-bit graphics, or is it in like more of the X style or the Super Nintendo graphics?
Give me X. Give me X. Please say X.
I would say X. I think they'll move from 8-bit graphics and do something a little bit more modern.
Or do a hybrid like, was it Power Up on the PSP? There was Power Up and Maverick Hunter X on the PSP. Both pretty good games, but...
I don't know. I just think the time is right. It's like the 30th anniversary this year of Mega Man.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, then you got the anniversary of Kirby, so you'll see Kirby stuff.
Well, you should.
I think
but
Kirby
we'll see.
stuff is going to stay on the DS or on the
think so?
3DS. Yeah, I don't see it coming.
But you'll still see it at E3. I think you just won't see it for the Switch.
Kirby has always been the experimental character where they can just do whatever style of game they want to and just try it on Kirby. The Switch is the ultimate experiment right now. So I could see them putting something on the Switch with Kirby because those two things just seem that they would mesh together pretty well.
So
Okay, so all this this isn't going to happen. This is like the 10% not going to happen. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, Kirby DLC.
I say that is not out of the realm of possibility.
You don't think? You don't think?
I would be happy with any Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC
Well,
personally.
I would too. Mario Kart. You guys know I love Mario Kart. We could talk about it till the cows come home.
I'll tell you who doesn't want to talk about it with you. It's Greg Miller. He doesn't.
It's true.
Kind of funny
True.
games.
Greg Miller.
Yeah.
You pathetic Mario Kart playing piece of shit.
Wow.
I have challenged you so many times, whether it be for fun, for money, or for charity. Let's make this happen. Me versus you. I don't care if you bring in any of your cronies, Tim Geddes. If you bring in
He's too busy doing his hair.
Zyger. Shoot, you can bring in your new wife. Bring them all. I'm taking them all down. Let's go. I'll eat a hot pepper. I saw your videos. Bring Colin back. I'll take him down too.
Peppers aren't that hot.
Okay. Let's
All
continue.
right.
Are you good?
It's there.
All right.
Get me all worked up. My Apple Watch is telling me to breathe. I'm not wearing it, but if I was wearing it would tell me to breathe.
Nice. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about Nintendo real quick before we kind of start the home stretch here?
I'll just say what Squaresoft has to have something.
Yeah.
What did they have?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe with the Switch.
That's Chrono Trigger?
Oh, God. You know,
that's what Lauren said, just FYI.
Like,
here's the thing. I don't think it is I think it's like a 5% chance. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. We had an interview with the director of Chrono Trigger, the original Chrono Trigger, last year, where he said, yes, I want to revisit the series. And then this year, he tweets out an image of the Switch and says, beginning work on a top secret project.
Don't be playing games with my heart now.
Don't be playing games with my heart, dude. If all this other stuff can happen, what if this is the E3 where we got Half-Life 3 and an actual Chrono Trigger 2 and a new Metro?
Well, it's already the best year in gaming anyway, so why not just have
the year of dreams? That's what this is for everything.
Well, my dream was Red Dead 2. Not going to happen this year, so.
Yeah, but it's still happening. That's the point.
I know.
It's happening. It's happening.
I know. Imagine next year, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Red Dead 2 in the same year. Already 2 blockbuster titles next year.
Delete!
If Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out next year.
Shut up, it will. It's happening.
Delete!
I'm gonna say the only thing else I have for the Switch, I think you'll see more colored Joy-Cons.
Oh, good.
They're gonna do more
Calm down,
things
Dave.
to want to take my money, because I'm not getting the neon yellow, but they're sweet. They'll have other colors, other sets. It could be Nintendo character themed, or it could be multiple colors. And then,
I wish there were different colors of Pro controllers besides see-through.
well, you could get the Splatoon one.
I already have one now, though. I don't want to spend $70. God damn it, Nintendo. I don't want to spend $70 on a new controller.
That is
You don't. You don't. You do it on Amazon.
But that is the only way to play Switch games, is the Pro controller.
Well, it depends on what you're playing and how you're playing it. If I'm playing Mario Kart Online, hell yeah. But if I'm playing Mario Kart on the go, I don't mind playing it mobile. It's whatever.
I mean, when I take the Switch with us to Vegas and Dave and I are sitting there playing Street Fighter 2 and with a little piddly-ass Joy-Cons, at least we'll have something to play it on.
We'll be playing ARMS.
This is true.
Yeah.
Dude, ARMS looks so much cooler than I thought it was going to look. I mean,
okay, you can play ARMS with the Pro controller.
Yes. You don't have to use you don't have to use this. But when I was watching Dave, I was like, this is kind of get it, Dave. Get it, Dave.
The motion controls are the way to go. Lauren
Yeah.
says Kingdom Hearts 3 and Red Dead Redemption 2, my head will explode.
And that's just starting. I mean, there's other games that, man.
It's just getting better every year.
Yeah.
Halo 6 next year, probably.
Yep.
No.
All right, so
All right.
here's how do you want to wrap it up, Jeff? I've got an
Okay.
idea.
I want to go through a couple times and kind of get your opinion on a couple questions that I have. All right. Let's start with this. 8 shows. Put them in order. Which one do you care about the most, or looking forward to the most, and least? Dave, go.
I think Nintendo the most, Sony, Microsoft, Ubi, Bethesda, EA, everyone else.
Okay, Justin?
Nintendo first, Microsoft second. I'm going to say Sony third, so the big three. No, I'll say Bethesda 4, Ubisoft 5. I mean, after that, I don't really care.
Sure.
PC's last.
I'm looking forward to Microsoft's the most because they are the wild card. They are we have to step up now.
Yeah.
And we have a new console, which is always exciting. I mean, it's a new console.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a new console. It's always exciting.
And
so
that's why they're not
I'm
number
interested in theirs first. Then Nintendo, then Sony, then Ubisoft, then Bethesda, then EA, and then the rest. So, yeah. Now, with the big three, which game are you looking forward to the most seeing, and then which one probably not going to happen? Dream game. Justin at Microsoft.
Microsoft dream game. Just a new Halo for me, but it won't happen because they already said it's not going to happen. I don't really. Well, no, take it back. Dream game, Crimson Skies, either remastered or redone. That's what I want. And then what was the other side of it?
The one you're looking forward to that we've been talking about. The one you're looking forward to seeing the most.
With Microsoft, you're talking about games. Probably just Crackdown.
Sure.
I mean, because I don't know. I don't know what they got.
I don't know what they have.
I don't know what they got.
Dave, Microsoft.
Here's where I'm going to be offensive. The problem with Microsoft and answering the question about the game that I'm looking most forward to seeing is that they actually have to have announced games for me to be looking forward to seeing something, which they don't.
More than third party.
Right. So with that being said, I am looking forward to being proven correct on the Conquer announcement. And as far as Dream Game, I second Justin's motion that a new Crimson Skies, it is high time for a High Road to Revenge to return.
Yep.
But I'm going to say I'm going to laugh when Half-Life 3 gets announced. I'm going to laugh heartily.
I hope it
heartily.
does. I hope it does.
I hope it does too. I'm not, like I said, 20% chance, probably a 10% chance that that's going to happen, but
yeah. For me,
what easier way to do a Crimson Skies game? Oh, here's backwards compatibility with original Xbox games. You're going to get your Crimson Skies. Oh, by the way, new Crimson Skies.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Available now.
Yeah. Now.
Thing I'm looking most forward to. I hope Cuphead, please, love of God. Dream game. Boy, I loved Death Row. So I would love to see a new Death Row game, but again, not gonna happen.
Fusion Frenzy.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
So no, they tried that, didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll Crimson Skies. Justin, Sony.
Game I'm looking forward to most from Sony. It's not going to be coming out anytime soon. Is God of War. Only reason I say God of War and not Last of Us 2 is because I am on the minority that hasn't yet played that. So I still have to play Last of Us. And dream game from them, Crash Team Racing. Just being done with that. So
that is not dumb. That is not dumb. You know what I should do? I played like the first part of Last of Us, but I've never played through the whole thing. I have it. I should stream like a whole playthrough of that at some point.
I would gladly join you in some way, shape, or form because I've heard all these great things about it, never seen it, never played it. So
I will say I'll admit it on live stream and on YouTube, the opening cutscene, I cried.
Yeah, it is rough.
I sat there and cried.
It is freaking rough.
I haven't even seen it, so
like, that's a game I cannot play when Lauren is around because I think it's too rough for her. You know?
Oh boy.
She's not
Lauren, a response.
She's not into horror games or anything like that. And not that I'm into horror games, but you know, I think it's just it's too rough for her. So
yeah. All right, David, Sony.
All right. I am honestly really looking forward to seeing God of War. And I am looking forward to seeing Spider-Man. I'm not like a huge Spider-Man comic book fan, but with Insomniac leading the charge and with their work with Sunset Overdrive, which looked very cool, I think this could be an amazing, amazing game. No pun intended. Dream game for Sony. Shoot, I'm just dreaming of an actual final... Like, my dream is Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode 1 gets announced for 2017. That's... Yeah. And I know that's already announced, but, like, I can't think of any dreams from Sony that I want. They've covered pretty much everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unless they're the ones to fund Chrono Trigger or Bayonetta 3. Like...
Yeah. I'm looking forward to... I want to see how they handle Papa Kratos, you know? Like, that seems like an awesome route, and then making it look like Tomb Raider, play like Tomb Raider, great. I'm involved in that.
Sure.
There's other stuff too that I'm sure I'm just forgetting. Oh, Days Gone. I want to see more stuff about Days Gone because that looks really interesting. Dream Game, I guess Jet Moto. It's, again, not going to happen, but I was a big Jet Moto fan.
Half-Life 3.
Not at Sony. All right, Justin, your bread and butter, Nintendo.
Dream Game. Oh, I guess game I'm looking forward to most actually is I'm gonna say ARMS. I was gonna say Super Mario Odyssey, but I don't. I want to see more on that first, but I just think ARMS looks so cool, and the reviews it's getting. What I watched of Dave playing it, that game looks so cool. Dream Game. I would love to troll Jeff and say Yoshi's Island 2 remastered, but no, I say Dream Game. It will just be some sort of new Metroid. I know it's cliche to say, but just give it to us at this point. We know it's coming. We know it's there. We know you're working on something. So just give it to us. So.
We know you're working on something.
Yeah. Yes. All right, Dave, Nintendo.
I mean, of what they've got announced, it's Mario Odyssey. That was one of the reasons I said, yeah, I gotta get a Switch. Mario Odyssey.
Right.
It's back to Mario 64 sandbox style. This is what I've wanted. Just rub it on me now. I have to have it. Dream Game, obviously Metroid. Justin hit the nail on the head. We know you're working on it. It's gonna be announced. Yeah. It's gotta happen. As far as another Dream Game, I would love to see Pilot Wings.
Sure.
Yeah.
Switch Pilot Wings would be cool. Bring it back to the style of the Super NES. Bring back the dorky instructors and everything. I would love to see Bayonetta 3. I just want to keep that Nintendo exclusivity going, but
yeah,
my heart, guys, my heart.
Yeah,
it wants Chrono Trigger. It needs it.
My heart wants what it wants.
It does. It wants what it wants.
All right. I'm looking forward to Splatoon 2 because I put so much time in the first Splatoon. I cannot wait for the sequel to come out. But yeah, Odyssey looks fantastic, and ARMS looks great. Dream Game wise, I talked myself into Beautiful Joe, and
yeah.
And also, I want Animal Crossing Switch so bad, and it makes so much sense on that system. And I want a new Trauma Center because I love Trauma Center. Also, a Professor Layton could work great on the Switch, but I think they're going to stick those to 3DS, which is fine. I would love a Trauma Center and Professor Layton on 3DS again. That'd be fantastic.
You'll see Professor Layton on the Switch at some point because I think next year is going to be the last full year of major production for the 3DS. If the Switch keeps going gangbusters, there's no
right.
If Capcom's there, we'll see Phoenix Wright, hopefully. A Phoenix Wright style game.
Yeah.
All right. How we're going to cover E3. We're going to have E3 coverage here at the Nerd Bacon Twitch site. Should also be hosted on the Jeff_McFly Twitch page. We're going to have us doing a live commentary over every conference. Some will be just Dave. Some will be Dave and me. Some will be Dave, me, and Justin. We'll be at the War Room in the Dave Cave. Stay on Nerd Bacon and VG Spectrum for all the news. We'll hopefully do some nightly wrap-ups with our man in the field in LA right now.
Yes.
To get the word from the show floor itself. So that'll be how we cover it from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Guys.
I'll have an emergency supply of canned beans in case we really do go to war.
I'll bring the Twinkies. Let's put a bow on in the E3 gets all in a frenzy right now, and we'll find out in less than a week how our predictions panned out. Some final thoughts.
Or in my case, my mad ramblings.
Mostly on Half-Life. What's your final thoughts, Dave, on as we approach E3 in a couple days?
What the hell is E3? No. Final thoughts are: this is my favorite time of year. I love working like a madman to try and improve coverage for Nerd Bacon and improve coverage for all of you guys. I'm not earning any money. I'm actually taking off work to do this, and I'm not going to be lounging around. I'm actually going to be stuck in this little spare bedroom that I've converted into an office and just streaming like nonstop stuff.
I might be in sweatpants, by the way, just to be
That's quite all right.
relaxing.
I'm in sweatpants right now. That's fine.
There we go. Right.
Yeah, but I love this time of year. I love locking myself away and bringing all this coverage and seeing how many articles I can write in like a 3-day span.
Right.
It's, insanity. But I'm really excited for this year. I think there's a lot of potential for this year to be the greatest year ever. There's just so much on the plate that could happen, and I hope that we see. I hope that it pans out. I hope we see, everybody gets pretty much everything they wanted.
Like Christmas.
Yeah.
Justin, your final thoughts on E3?
Just sit back and enjoy the ride because there's a lot to it. And like I said before, jokingly around, pretty soon it's going to be a giant, longer, like 2-week event, and we're going to be killing ourselves for peanuts at that point. But no, I think this is the year that gamers have been waiting for. We've been getting all these awesome releases. Every console has something exciting, and there's nowhere else to go but up. I mean, it's going to be an exciting year.
Look, E3 is primarily there for stockholders and primarily there for media.
Yes.
So letting the fans get in, letting the public get in this year is a nice touch. It's still not for the public. It's still for stockholders and media like us. But yeah, this is the first year in a year where not every player has a new console in the game. This is the first year where I have so many questions. I'm so excited to get those answers.
Right.
There's so much stuff that's mystery right now that I just can't wait to figure out what it is. And then afterwards, the day after, we get ARMS. Then days after that, we get
Yeah.
ARMS. So
Friday's the day I'm just going to relax and do nothing, and I'll probably go pick up ARMS and play.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So everyone, stay tuned. Subscribe to all the Twitch channels, the Twitter feeds. Both websites will have a bunch of written content. We'll be in the Dave Cave starting on Saturday with EA, and that starts at.
I want to say.
I have 12 p.m. Pacific, so that'll be about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday.
Yeah, I think about 2 o'clock on Saturday.
We'll hopefully get a pre-show going about 15, 20 minutes before the show actually starts. We'll probably start streaming. Hopefully, we'll see.
Mega Pie Man asks, what's the one game we are most excited to see?
Out of everything.
Yeah. Out of everything. What is it?
Half-Life 3.
God damn it.
I'm the crazy one! Of the stuff that we know, I think I am most excited to see either Mario Odyssey. I am most excited to see that. Coming in at a close second, God of War.
Yeah, my God of War there's so much stuff I want to see. So I'm gonna go with God of War on that one, and I want to see more Splatoon 2 in my life. So
I mean, for me, the game I'm going to say I'm most excited to see is going to be Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah. Dave was right when we got the Switch, when they announced this new open world Mario game. As much as I'd love to see some of our other crazy predictions come true, Super Mario Odyssey has so much promise and so much potential, and I hope it becomes more than just potential, and I'm sure it will. So... And we're talking games that we know are there.
Yeah.
So
right.
As far as video gaming goes, that's gonna be a fun video game. So you know.
And we could come out of this, next week and go, did you guys see this game that we didn't know about until just now? It's probably going to happen. If Chrono Trigger 2 comes out, Dave will not shut up for about a year, probably.
It's hard. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
If Half-Life 3 comes out, we're all going to be going, what the hell? Not happening. Sorry.
If Half-Life 3 gets announced on Microsoft's stage, like I said it would, I will get a crown made, and I will wear that crown for every podcast for the rest of the year.
That's fine.
Yes.
I'm
title belt. Just get a title belt.
I'll be interested to see if a Crackdown appears, because I really enjoyed the Crackdown series.
If Crackdown 3 doesn't happen, then it's not happening, and it's done. So, anyway, that's it.
All right, that's that. That's our over 2.5 hour live stream of our E3 predictions, expectations, crazy dreams. Again, that Criterion Road Rash game, I would love it. Not going to happen. How about a new KOTOR? Oh man, that's what BioWare does at EA. They say, here's a new KOTOR game.
There's been rumblings.
Sorry.
A
New
disturbance
podcast.
in the force.
Right. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me for the past better part of almost 3 hours. So, starting Saturday afternoon, check in the Nerd Bacon and Jeff_McFly. Hopefully we'll get all three of us there. If not, Dave and I for sure will be talking over EA's press conference.
That's right. All right. That's
Until then,
we will see you Saturday for EA.
strap in, folks.
Woo. Good night.
Night.
All right. Recording is stopped.
Whoo!